Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. I'm not important. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheem Aljume. But we have people here that are very important, and we're going to introduce them right now. First, we're going to go to my baby girl. My baby girl is here with us early this morning. This is Mary. Mary, tell everybody what's your name and where you're hailing from.
Good morning. I am Shamirical coming out of Virginia.
Coming out of Virginia. Absolutely. And Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks with us early this morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Hicks. Tell everybody what's your name and where you're hailing from.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Hicks, and I guess I'm hailing from my birth state, actually, Alabama. I was born in Alabama.
Yeah, there
Grew
you
up in Jersey, but this is my home.
there you go. Hey, a lot of times we had to come. Hey, regardless of where you go, you're always gonna end up going back home eventually at one point, place, or time. Ain't that right, sir?
It seems to be that way. It's something about the earth that draws you back to where you came from.
Exactly, exactly. And that could be and actually that could be a good thing. But we got a couple of topics we're gonna talk about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
We got a couple of topics we're gonna talk about this morning before we get to our main topic. We have a starter topic that we do. And I'm gonna start off with the young lady, Mary.
Mhm.
Mary, I'm gonna ask you a question. Mary, what is off limits in a relationship? And I ask you that question because in regards to this, can a man is he supposed are you supposed to go into his wallet? Is that off limit, or are you supposed to go into your pocketbook or different things? Can you go through each other's telephone? If your phone is laid there, can you answer your spouse's phone? What is off limit, Mary, in a relationship?
I think anything that is not equal and does not contribute to the foundation that you guys have is off limits. So if y'all are fine with going through each other's phones, then that needs to be if anything that you had a conversation about
Mm-hmm.
is you can do. If y'all haven't had a conversation, it's off limits. If you never gone and stayed over a friend's house with like the mail, and this is the first time you're doing it, it's off limits. You got to talk about it because if anything happens, he's gonna have to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, even if anything doesn't happen, and he asks where you been at,
Mm-hmm.
where have you been all night? Oh, I was at this friend's house. Well, okay, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it has to keep the trust going. You have to stay loyal to your partner. So anything I haven't talked about, anything that's just unless it's time sensitive, if it's something that you just can't wait on, but it's something it's gonna be better for the two of you, you can talk about it after. But if it's something you can talk about, it's off limits if you haven't talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Hicks, what do you say to that? What is off limits? Can you if her phone rings, or there's a text message or something come to her phone, a message come to her phone? Can you pick that phone up? Is it okay to pick that phone up and say, "Oh man, who is this?" Or if somebody's calling, is it okay to pick that phone up and answer it? If a pocketbook is laying around, and see me and my wife, I'm gonna tell you something. She said, "Right here,
Mhm.
get this out my pocketbook and bring it to me." I pick up her pocketbook and take her whole pocketbook. I don't go through a pocketbook. I don't do it.
Mhm.
She said I
Mhm.
can. She said I can. She don't tell me that I can't. But out of respect, I get the pocketbook. I bring her the pocketbook. Here you go. So I'm asking you the question: what is off limits, Mr. Hicks?
Wow. That's uh, that's a it's a deep one. I only can answer it this way. I've been married three times at being 73. You know,
Mm-hmm.
with children out of two marriage and real good close family. But both my wives are Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
and I think about going into a religion. That means there's something that you agree on before you even do this marriage. That
Mm-hmm.
these are the parameters. That this is going to define my limits over here as a man before God. And these
Mm-hmm.
are so those marriages was pretty easy. My last marriage, a short marriage, was with a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Christian, they're like so many different ways, approaches, so many denominations, so
Mm-hmm.
many different concepts about what it is. So it was always this clouded area. But I was always uh, what's off limits to me. What would God say is off limits?
Mm-hmm.
It tells you how you should carry yourself in situations. What is a virtuous woman and
Mm-hmm.
what is an honorable man? And so you
Mm-hmm.
have these codes to live up to. I think a lot of the times in modern day things, people get together in they don't agree on these principles from the beginning, and they're learning as they go along. So like a couple of my daughters got married in a situation. I said, when you have children together, you made a commitment, and the commitment that grows out of whatever you have to each other. Now you got to commit about these children. You got to think now in terms of what's best for them. So now it's a lot of how to learn negotiating skills after you've gotten in a situation. But I think about an uncle of mine. He's a bishop down south. My mother used to come down and help him in his ministry and sort of like keep him in line. And this, when he died at his funeral, I was a grown man then. That's when I found that he had outside children.
Wow.
They showed up at this wedding. They were big kids. So after he died, I was talking to my Aunt Juanita, right? That's his wife. And I was trying to understand this thing because I was really coming from an Islamic point of view. And I was trying to find her heart. Now, she had one of those true spirits of what a Christian was, right? And she said to me about how a wise woman would fill up a house, but a wicked one would tear it down.
Yeah.
She said it's more important. And they had 12 kids too, large family. And she said it's more important about the legacy of this family than those things. She said I almost knew it when I married him. He was that way when I married him.
Wow.
So I had to accept it. Anyway. Yeah.
Wow.
You got to
go ahead, sir. No. It says go ahead. Finish.
No, I said you got it. Well, it's just like now. So sitting down talking with my daughter and her young husband, they worked through it. Was like teaching lessons that people don't know. But she had these things built inside of her, how she should be. But now she done fell in love with somebody that's come from the world. They don't have any spiritual base.
Okay. Wow.
And it's like now that you're married, you got babies, you got to work it out.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Tucson, good morning. And we got quite a few people that's actually joined us this morning. Definitely glad to have each and every one of you. I'm gonna make my way around, but let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what is off limits? And good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Tell about where you hailing from.
I grew up in Opelousas, Louisiana. I live in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
God almighty.
Yeah.
Boy, you got every letter. But Tucson, we ask no question. What is off limits in a relationship? What is off limits in a relationship? Now, if a pocketbook is sitting over there, and I told the story earlier, if my wife tell me to get her something out of a pocketbook, I don't go in a pocketbook. I get her a pocketbook, I bring it to her, I say, here you go. Not that I can't, and she tell me that I can. She never told me not to go in a pocketbook. She never told me that. But out of respect, I don't go into a pocketbook. Like she won't go into my wallet. And it's like she saw that and now she won't go into my wallet. She bring my wallet to me. Here you go. Can I have blah, blah, blah? If the phone rings, if y'all in the house together and assuming that everybody is married, and I know that everybody is not, but my thing is assuming that everybody is married. And if the phone rings, her phone rings, would you answer that phone? Or vice versa? What is off limits, Tucson? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, it would be in a perfect world, things not to be off limit. But the way that we operate in the society now, and I'm just drifting it out. But I don't go in purses, wallets, I mean, phones, iPad, laptop, computer. If that's
wow.
I don't fool with none of that. That's just me. Not that saying that I don't trust them. Sometimes we be looking for stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that way. Can you find what you're looking for? Now, here's the deal. Okay, now we're learning that, just for instance, I've begun to start pastoring a church. I've always been involved with a church.
Yes.
But guess what? There's women in churches. Okay. You think they're not gonna call me? Pastor, we might want something. Now, if you're looking for something and you see Sister Sally's number in my phone, and you call, what's she calling you for? Why you pick? Why you asking me that? Because not saying that nothing's going on, but just the mind is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have a tendency to assume things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who called her. That's not my business. They didn't call me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for in her phone. I don't carry purses, and I'll pass you your purse, but I'm not going in it.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. And
there's some things in the woman's purse that you might not want to go get.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Exactly. Rico, talk to and good morning, Rico. Go ahead, Tucson. Finish your thought, brother. No. Finish your thought.
No. I'm just saying I'll go to the store and get some things, but I don't want to open the purse and find them. I'm just saying.
Boy, Tucson, you drew a picture right there, brother. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, man. You know, I'm out here just being thankful that I'm seeing another day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rico, let me ask you a question, because you be walking every morning, man. What is the most amazing thing that you've seen nature-wise in your walk?
Man, it's more than one thing, but I'm gonna say just the most amazing thing is just to be able to look up in the sky and see the stars. That's still a wonder to me. I always have been to see the stars still out. So I get up so early in the morning. I got up at 3:57 this morning, so I got me a lot of nice darkness. You know what I'm saying? So man, all of this is a wonder. But you know, I was thinking about what Donald said, man. To be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable going in the store getting them things. I be looking around like I'm stealing, trying to make sure nobody see me, man. I be like, hurry up and scan them things, man. Hey. Why you have me to go get them, man? Put the tissues down now. Go get it yourself, man. You don't want to go. You don't want to touch them, man. But you know, I'm with Donald on that, man. This is the issue of privacy.
Yeah.
Every individual in this experience has their own experience, and therefore they're going to have some private things that goes on in their head, you know what I'm saying, in their mind, and you got to respect that.
Yeah.
So now if it was a public phone, a house phone, you pretty much ain't got no choice but to answer it. You ain't going to look at the call ID and say it's for you. You're going to answer it and then give it to whoever.
Yeah.
Whether it's her phone, her purse. No, baby, your phone ringing.
Yeah.
Now, if she tell you to answer it, that's different. Baby, somebody just sent you an email. Your email going off, your text message just went off. If she tell you to answer it or open it and read it to her, that's different.
Yeah.
But now, if and the same goes for me, you know. But now, if I'm just feeling willy-nilly and just want to do it because I feel like everything she got is mine and everything I got is hers, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that. I got to give her some privacy. She got to give me some privacy.
Yeah.
That's just like, you know, like Hicks was saying earlier with the children. Okay, you got one big happy family. But sometimes that mom and dad are going to have to do some things in private that they don't want the children to be aware of. They don't want to be disrespectful. So even as a couple, in between those two people, they still have those private moments. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm looking for something, I'm going to go in there.
Yeah. That's what I was about to ask you. That's exactly what I was about to ask you. And would you be right? Would you be just... If you look in there and you find something, because my grandmother always told me, you look like on Tucson just said as well, if you look for something, you're going to find it. Now, if you go through her purse or you go through her phone and you find what you're looking for, are you upset? You ain't got no business even looking in that, man. You ain't got no business in there.
I'm gonna be upset that she's doing what I suspected, but I'm going to be glad that I got proof she was doing it. I'm going to be happy. I'm glad I looked. Now I know for sure that she been sneaking and creeping or geeking. But she might be talking to a dope dealer.
But what about
bring me a 20?
But what about your creeping though?
She even smoking dope.
But Rico, what about your creeping and looking through her stuff, man, going through her personal property? What about your creeping?
Man, I suspected something that was unbeneficial to our relationship and our household. And I tell our children, you know what? There's some money coming up missing. She ain't looking right. She's losing a little weight.
Yeah.
Man, she's sure acting a little funny. You know, I know what this look like because I used to slang that hard. I know what a dope thing look like. If she look like she a maintaining thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she coming home smelling a little funny too. I
Mm-hmm.
think somebody be. Oh, you know what? Let me take a look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me a 40. I'll do something for you.
Mm.
Thank you. I'm glad I found out. Maybe I
Wow.
can help her, or maybe I could kick her to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about it, I ain't gonna be messing with no dope fiend. She ain't gonna be bringing me back no diseases, or she ain't gonna be blowing my money,
Yeah.
or messing up our household. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
with you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
with you.
look if I suspect something,
Okay.
and if I find it, I'm glad I did.
Mm-hmm.
If I find that she ain't doing it, I feel even better because now I know she ain't got a problem. So if I suspect something, yes sir.
What if you look through? What
You
if you
better
look?
you better lock that thing up.
Let me ask you this. Then I got a few more people I want to go to them as well. But let me ask you this question because this is good, man. And I think this is really helping some people in their understanding. Now, what if Rico, you go through her, say you go through her phone, you're going through her phone and you're searching her phone and you're in the room with your back to the door. You turn around and she's standing right there watching you. And you going through her phone. You feel a little guilty. And you try to put the phone down. She says, no. Go ahead. Look, keep looking. Keep looking. And as a matter of fact, look over here too. Look over here too. This, and she give you all the sections of her phone. Bring her pocket, say, look, here's my purse. Look through that. See, can you find anything? Because there's nothing that what you're looking for don't exist. Would you feel bad?
If I ain't find nothing, I would.
Why?
But I'll probably look. I'll probably still look if I suspect something. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because if I was doing something dirty, she thought she caught me. I'm gonna flip it around and try to play like I'm innocent. I'm gonna just play that role and see if she's gonna go ahead and go. But look at the other thing, baby.
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm not you. Whole time I'm cheating like a big dog. Here, look. I'm gonna try to make her feel guilty. You just want to you want to be a prison warden?
Yeah.
Here, you're a CO. You're a CO.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't happy with you.
Wow.
Guilt trip.
Yeah.
Now, look at it.
So you're gonna flip it. So you're gonna flip
she might be doing that to me. What kind of man, insecure man only want to look through purse? You a BAN. You a BA nigga. Oh yeah, call me that if you want to. But guess what I suspect? You look like you've been doing some dope.
Lord, let me go to Ibrahim. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing well. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Rico reminded me back in the day, man. five strong, steady, sticking, licking, canary yellow, had the big gangster lights, sunroof top. I'm telling you.
Come on.
Strong.
Come on, OG.
Seat, one in the trunk.
Come on, OG.
Look at that. But I put down the rule. You know, I was slinging a little heroin, right? But I noticed, you know, money gets short, everything getting funny, people getting attitudes, you know, like they want to try me up, right? So I put down the law. Nobody sell my people heroin. You know what I'm saying? Nobody sell even my boys, right? So you cannot give them heroin, sell them heroin. You know what I mean? Boy, look at here. That broke up a beautiful movement. You know what I mean? But it saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Because but he right. I'm old school, just like everybody else, man. I do not look at my wife's pocketbook, a cell phone, a laptop, and none of that. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't answer no phone calls. You know, I don't look at no texts and stuff like that, right? Because, you know, my dad told me a long time ago, sometimes you're looking for something, you find something that ain't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, inflate something like you were saying earlier about why the sister phone on me, why she calling you. You know what I mean? And that happens back and forth. But I'm like, Rico, man, you know, I've learned don't never lie. Don't never lie to your woman, right? You know, you get accused of something, play it up. You know what I mean? What you mean? What you mean I'm seeing what? I'm seeing 20. You know, you might be telling the truth, you seeing 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good photo. You can't do that. You know, so but no,
you can't do that.
I don't play that because that go back and forth. You could also be wrong.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to mention, they were saying about a study on the phone. They said men like women that may need him as a man, but women don't like. Women will use men as that they need, but they would prefer a man that they want.
Yeah.
And we won't got things going all half a skelter, like we could say out of order. You know what I mean? That's crazy. We trained to respond to people that need us. You know what I mean? But yet the other half, the carrier of the burden, right? She wants something that she wants. You know what I mean? And then the hell with the need. You know what I'm saying? You know, you beg for something. Well, he said the word N-word. No, don't you know, right? That's in the Bible. But that's a weird thing, man. That's a weird combination relationship. A decent man, he gonna respond to a need of a woman or a child. You know what I mean? It's almost inherent in me. I cannot stop it. You know, my wife say all she gotta do is come beat your eye and come with some kind of story, and you just like buckle up. You know what I mean? You know, all she got to do, right? And then, but at the same time, you know, she looking for something she wants that not be beneficial or helpful to her or to her family, right? But she rather start a toxic relationship than moan and cry about Negroes ain't sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Hold right there, Ibrahim. Hold right there. Let me go to Mary. Mary, what's on your heart? Mary?
I just feel like, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just feel like that's something that should be talked about in the beginning, like boundaries, because then it gets to a sticky situation. I mean, you're not gonna think about all your boundaries in the beginning, but I think it should be a conversation of what you want your boundaries to be. And I feel like if you are suspicious, that should be a conversation like, I feel this way, so I want to check your phone. I want to check this, I want to check that. And if they don't agree, well, it's like, are you willing to just say no to keep whatever privacy you feel like you're owed while I'm not getting peace of mind? Or would you rather give me peace of mind, then we can go back to our usual boundaries? So I feel like that should be a conversation. I always have a conversation. If I feel like you're doing something and you deny it, cool, let me see your phone. If you don't want to give me your phone, I'm done. Because if you're not willing to
when you say hold on, Mary, let me ask you. When you say you're done, that means if they won't let you go through their phone, that means the relationship is over. Because is it a trust element or? Go ahead.
It's not just trust. It's not just trust. It's even if you feel like I don't have a reason to feel that way, even if we talk about it and you feel like my reasonings they're just not good reasons, I don't care. If you wanted that piece, I'm gonna do, as your partner, I'm gonna do what needs to be done to give you peace of mind. If it means you want to go through my phone, I'd rather you not. But you have the code. If you go through it, go through it. Don't text nobody back. Don't call nobody back. But if you want to go through it, and we can talk about what you see. Because sometimes you don't. I feel like sometimes people don't understand how they come off. Perception is everything. I feel like you may feel like my friend Riley. I had a really close relationship with my friend Riley. I mean, we cooking for each other, we helping each other with laundry, all that. I didn't realize when I got in my first relationship, that's not normal. But I needed that conversation to understand that, like, you doing another person's laundry and he's a man, no, that's not what, no, that's weird. So it was, I don't understand it. Now I do. But at the time I didn't understand it. But it's like, if that's what your boundary is, and if you feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna stop doing it. Because it's not something that I'm not willing to. Oh, you won't let me do his laundry? Well, we done. It's something that I can compromise. It's something that I can let go of.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But I feel like that's what's important. You're supposed to give each other peace of mind. It helps with the trust. Because if I go through your phone this time, if I feel like that again, and we have that conversation, I may not feel like I need to go through your phone because we already talked about it. Okay, you're giving me the peace of mind that I need, and I don't even need to go through your phone this time. Okay. But you should be willing to compromise that.
I think it's a trust. It's a trust, lack of trust on both sides. Really, I think that's a big part of what it is, and then you got other elements that come into the play. You got other friends. You know, sometimes your friends or your family get into your relationship in a way, they make you think something that's there that's really not. I mean, you know, this person could be totally innocent, but people get to talking and talking. You know, girl, that looks kind of suspect to me. And man, you mean, man, you gonna let this and all these kind of things happen. But let me go to let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, Badger? Coming to you next. There's a lot of elements there. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I have to trust you. And then I don't care. I just don't care. I ain't looking for nothing. Period. I don't care.
Not even if you're suspicious.
I ain't doing it. No sir, because I don't own nobody. I'm just looking for a good relationship.
Yeah.
Good, somebody for me. And if you're not for me, it'll come out.
It's gonna show itself.
Why should I look? Matter of fact, it could be in the middle of the night. You pick up your phone and doing something with your phone. Guess what? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's not. I'm gonna turn over and go to sleep because I don't want to know what that's all about.
Now,
because we live in a society now that something may go on through the course of the day, and the conversation ends at the end of the day, but you decide, let me check, see if I miss a call or miss a text or miss something that we was talking about or whatever, and you check it in the middle of the night. What that got to do with me?
Now, what if Tucson it's 12:30 at night, y'all in the bed, and the phone, her phone rang. She answered the phone and hello. Oh, hold on for a second. Get up and walk into the other room. Is that reason to be suspicious?
You got to know who you with. You got problems. You got. I'm just saying. You got to know who you with. You got problems if she's suspect and y'all been good all along, and all of a sudden she because people got family, got situations that you don't need to know about. I mean, that's just me.
Okay.
I mean that. Who calling you in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Come back to bed when you get here. I'll be asleep. 508 exactly 508-924-3521 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open. Give us a call. We love to have your input. What boundaries should there be? Are there or should there be in a relationship? Are there any boundaries? Can you go through his wallet? Can he go through your purse? Can y'all search each other's phone? If the phone rang in the middle of the night or whenever it is, should you be able to pick up your significant other's phone and say hello, regardless of who's on the screen or whatever, or don't even look at the screen, just pick up the phone, it rang, pick it up, hello? Should you be able to do that? Badger, talk to me. Good morning, Badger. How are you doing this morning?
Want to say that again?
Boundaries. What kind of boundaries should there be in a relationship?
Well, that's going to depend on the individual that are involved in that relationship.
Okay, what does that mean? Explain that to me.
I mean, no two people in a relationship are going to be like another two people in another relationship.
Should you be able to go through her phone? Should you be able to answer her phone? Or go through her purse?
If she says it's all right. I think, I mean, I can use mine. We both have access to everything of each other's. We're not worried about any of that nonsense. However, there's other people because of their experiences that have a really hard time with that. That could have been in a previous relationship where the other person was a control freak and an abuser. So you have to weigh things. To me, it's like I said, it's going to be independent based. Just because they don't mean they're not trustworthy.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. If same thing I asked Tucson. If it's 12:30 at night, y'all in the bed, quiet. The night is quiet, and her phone rang, and she answered the phone, and I'll say hello, hold on for a second. Get out the bed, walk to the other side of the house, and you hear her steps as she's going over to the other side of the house to talk on the phone. Would you be suspicious in a situation like that?
No,
Mm.
because it's normally if anyone calling our phones at that late at night, it's going to be an emergency.
Okay, that's good. Let me go to Rico. How would you deal with that situation, that whole scenario, man? If it's 12:30 at night, y'all in the bed, get ready to go to bed, get ready to go to sleep, or sleep already, and her phone ring. Hello. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Get up out the bed, walk all the way across the house to the other side of the house to talk on that phone. Rico, would you be suspicious?
I mean, I might ask her what's going on. I mean, because that's abnormal. I mean, listen, we ain't supposed to just walk around naive.
Yeah.
Just because you married don't mean once you tie the knot, there's a whole bunch of butterflies, doves, and fairies following you forever, and rabbits just chasing behind you, and Bambi coming up on you to pet on them. I saw a video yesterday of a man catching his wife, who was a doctor, putting Drano in his beverage every morning, trying to kill him.
That was the Oriental doctor, right?
He had been, he had been sick. He didn't know what was going on. Sometimes when things are out of order and they keep happening and you can't explain what it is, you got to do an investigation like a doctor or a detective. You got to investigate and find out what the problem is. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
If that woman come home looking like Wendy Williams, all bugged out in the eye, man, and talking crazy one night, man, and she done been out too late and the car beat up, window shot out of it, and you say, baby, what happened? I got kidnapped by some rappers. No, wait a minute. Let me see what's going on. This don't look like butterflies and doves. It look like you done been through a gang fight.
Yeah.
A shootout. I need to investigate because something ain't right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna have to dig into that. I ain't gonna just roll over and say, hey, you know what? Fine, everything's good. I love you, babe. Like I said, man, it ain't just all peaches and cream. That woman poured Drano in her husband's drink, man. Her husband.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some people do it to their own children. We are living in existence. We are existing in a world where things happen and everything ain't cookie cutter and written in a book. This is the way it go when you're married. People don't cheat. They took their vows and they honor them. Come on, man. I mean, listen, I'm looking. I'm asking questions because I am invested with this person. My livelihood or the family's livelihood might be dependent on this person handling their part of the deal properly. Or we gonna crumble, we gonna fail. Our children gonna be embarrassed with so many mental and physical and economical and financial things that can happen, man. Families crumble because one important key person of that family get on drugs and start stealing everything.
Yep.
And have to get burned out of jail all the time. You just sit back, well, you know what? That's their business. That don't concern me. If it affect me and you messing me up, you just woke me up out my sleep. That phone just woke me up out my sleep. What's going on? That phone don't normally ring that time of night. Is that one of the kids? Your children might be out. They might be calling one of y'all need some help or something. Might be an emergency. Now she might come and volunteer to tell you. If she don't come and tell me, I got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
I might not look through the phone, but I'm gonna be aware that she got up and did that abnormal thing, walked and answered that phone when that phone rung at that time of the night, walked out the room so I couldn't hear it. Came back in there and laid down like everything was sweet.
Yeah, exactly. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. I'm gonna tell you something. I would ask a couple of questions myself. Baby, what's going on? What's happening? They're Miriam, they call me investigator anyway, so I don't know where they get that from, but that's what they call me. Let me go to Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks, what's on your heart?
I was laughing. I'm like Mr. David Chappelle this morning. But wow. Listen, how would I say this here? These are furniture being moved up in here. I'm gonna follow you right in that room. You're gonna explain to me real fast what's going on, right? I remember a scripture that says we was talking yesterday, and someone said this quote of scripture that blessed are the poor, because they should inherit the earth, but it was blessed are the meek. I remember trying to find out what that meant. And I tracked it down. I read this one commentary that says the meek sort of symbolized the believer that got a sword and got it in his sheath and he got his hand on it, but he's restrained enough to handle a situation a different kind of way. But he had the ability to slay his enemy. So it's like that would be me. I would be standing in front of her with my hand on my sword, restraint, explain to me what's going on.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Give me that phone. Give me that phone. Give me. Well, y'all are something else. Like what happens to the trust? But where's the trust in it though? That's my main question. If you have to do that, maybe just maybe she got out the bed and walked the other side of the room because she didn't want to, either wake you or keep you woke with her conversation, and so she went to the other side of the room or other side of the house so she didn't have to keep you woke. Maybe it was a job. Something happened. It could be a lot of different things.
She's gonna explain that to me. Yeah, she could explain that to me. She could give me all the reasons for that. I'm gonna understand it too in the end, or I'm not.
But let me ask you this question: Why would she have to explain that to you? If y'all in a healthy trust, if there's a trusting relationship, why does she have to explain that to you?
Well, I'll give you a real life experience, and put myself out there.
Okay.
I remember my first wife was like almost 2 years younger than me. I taught her how to drive. So we were having a nice little beginning of our marriage kind of thing. And I had this little sports car, and I taught her to drive on that. I guess one night I woke up about 1:30 in the morning, right? And she wasn't in bed. I looked over there, she wasn't there. And I got up. I was, concerned. I'm young, that kind of thing. Boy, this girl could not be playing on me, right? And she walked in the door, and she had a panic look on her face because I had a panic look too. And I said, well, where have you been? And she was explaining that she liked to drive, and she would drove the car, and she went down the highway and came back. Man, I was hitting the roof. I didn't believe her. I did not believe her. I mean, I was ready to leave. I was going to break this thing all up and stuff. But she broke down and she explained it in such a way that I felt that she was telling me the truth. But it taught me something about her personality that I measured her before we even got married. That she had that kind of basic kind of truth about her. She had ability to adapt real fast, and I forgot that. But I think it depends on what stage of your relationship you're in, because trust is a thing that's earned over a long period of time.
Yes, it
character.
is.
And but in the early stages, it's important that to be thoughtful of those kind of things. I said, it says don't even do anything that give an implication that you're immodest. Don't even be caught up. Well, that you learn as you go along. But yeah, but I would directly confront it. I think the best thing to do in any kind of relationship period is not make assumptions. Be strong enough to be able to communicate and just put it right out there and handle it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let me go to Ibrahim. What's on your heart, brother?
Oh, my brother, man, y'all going back from some territory I don't want to cover. I mean, hey, everybody plays the fool. Everybody get played. Everybody like to play games, right? So they lose their mind. And but yeah, trust is the main thing, right? You get older, and I heard, I forgot where I heard said that. You get older, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Because it's all going to reveal itself in the wash, right? You can be a little suspicious, but you let that go. You know what I mean? You know, I learned being a truck driver for quite a few years, like Carmel Road. An old saying, a scared man can't win, a jealous man can't work. You know what I mean? You can't work. You can't do a 9 to 5. You worry about what's going on in the domicile, right? It blocks your mind and covers.
Ain't no sense in going home. Johnny's got your
No,
girl
and got your girl and gone.
Come on now. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, but I remember one time, right? I got home a little early, and I heard a hell of a ruckus going on in our bedroom. And so I went in there and I seen her just acting a clown with this man, right? Baby, daddy. You know the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I run the phone up and I get mad, so I go grab, go to the drawer and grab my Roscoe. And she said, "Wait a minute, baby, this ain't what you think it is." I said, "What you mean? This ain't what you think it is?" I'm on board looking. I am, She said, "Look, honey, you know that vacation we took last year, right? We went down there to South America and everything." I said, "Yeah." Well, he paid for that. I said, "Yeah." You remember when you went to the hospital and had them hospital bills and the medical bill come back? I said, "Yeah." "Well, who you think paid for that?" "I didn't have no money. You paid for that." I said, "What?" And then she said, "Well, you know that big old nice car you got out there? Wait, right? You got what you want." I said, "He did?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, honey, you better come up before we catch cold." What y'all now? I got to beat myself, right?
Lord.
Pass it on to the next.
There you go. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, cover him up. Go. You don't want him to get no cold. Is that how you will handle that situation? In your house, in your bed, on your side of the bed. Tucson ain't saying nothing now. Tucson, you there?
Come back.
Okay. Come back. You say come back or you back? Badger, talk to me. I think Tucson.
Come back.
Okay. Badger, talk to me, brother.
I don't want the scenario we just heard.
Yeah. What do you do?
I mean, I wouldn't be with him anymore.
You'll leave?
So, yeah. Oh, it seems like he can take better care of you than I can, and I appreciate what he's done for me. I'm done.
Would you drive the car away, or would you leave the car?
I'd probably leave the car. I'm a different breed.
Yeah, I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Just one of those things, I guess. I mean, my wife today wouldn't do anything like that, so it's kind of hard to imagine being put in that situation. Matter of fact, I think mine and my wife's relationship apparently seems to be an oddity in today's society. But I also don't.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. I also don't deal with the pride issues most men deal with either. And I also acknowledge that I'm not in control.
Is it a pride thing that you walk in the house and she's in there in your house, in your bed with another man doing the horizontal mumbo? Is that a pride or a lack of pride thing? Help me understand that.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't happen in my house, so I don't know. That sounds like a pretty messed up situation. Either you weren't good enough for her, or she just wasn't happy anymore.
And that my whole thing is, and I tell anybody, man, and I love my wife dearly, man. I love her to life. But I tell her if she's not happy, then she have the right to go and find her happiness. Even if it's not with me, she have the right to do that. Just let me know, so I know what we're doing. What are we doing here? And so, Mary, should that be a line of if a person is not happy, should you just have that conversation? I'm not happy. I think we need to go our own separate ways before they go out there and do something like that.
You should,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not always how it goes down because not everybody wants to
Exactly.
have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like most people don't want to deal with that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So my reverse relationship, I didn't deal with that conversation. I just blocked them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's how I ended it. But I mean, since then I've obviously grown. But my first relationship, I just blocked him when he got the hint. Eventually, when I don't respond, that not working out. But
Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it wasn't like that. I was guilted into that relationship, so
okay,
it was necessary. But
okay.
But no, I feel like it should just be everything should be a conversation. I feel like people are afraid to talk now, but everything should just be a conversation.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Because it could save a lot if you just talk about it.
It could save a lot of bail money. I'm gonna tell you that. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? You walk into that house, man, and the whole scenario, like Ibrahim said, the whole scenario is just like that. And she explained to you all the stuff that y'all have, basically the extra stuff that y'all have, the necessities that y'all have.
Man, that's a joke. Hold up. You know, good well, it ain't even fitting to go that far in real life.
Hey, come on, talk to me, Rico. Talk to me.
That was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't fitting to come with that scenario. I'll come with the scenario of walking in and hearing her doing all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I might do a whole lot of number of things. Whatever it is, it ain't gonna be good for them. And it ain't gonna be because it's intentional. But I just know what pain feels like.
Yeah.
I know what shock look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what it's like to be betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
People don't take kindly to being disrespected like that, especially in their own house that they're paying bills for. And imagine if you the one paying all the bills and you just you caking her.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't got to work. You the provider. You just need her to stay home and take care of the house and keep everything content and be a good wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to walk around like butterflies and doves is flying around us because we's married. You know, I seen a first 48 where this woman was sleeping with this man that her husband let come live with them.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Mm-hmm.
And they decided they wanted to go ahead and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And she played it off so good. Did you see how good she played that off?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So unsuspecting.
Yep.
She was so unsuspecting that he didn't even suspect that she was getting it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that they were planning his death. Mm-hmm. So many people have insurance policies collected on them. And the main reason why those victims have those insurance policies collected on them, because the person, I think somebody said one time on the show, that most people are killed or murdered by people that know them.
Mm-hmm.
So you ask, where's the trust?
Mm-hmm.
The trust is in that Drano.
Wow.
So the trust is in that man you were sleeping with that came back and shot your husband that was taking care of everything. She didn't even work.
Yeah.
But he pleased her in another way. Well, communication is key. Communication is key to everything, more than relationships, just understanding between humans.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have peace. A peace of mind, like your daughter said. I love what she said earlier. Compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate so you can give the other person a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Then that makes everything work out, especially if you ain't got nothing to hide, if you ain't guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Give that person a peace of mind if you really care about her.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is most people ain't gonna communicate and tell you, you know what, I just love what you do for me. But the dude you moved in, he treat me right in that bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I want your money. I want his penis.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and collect on his insurance policy.
Wow. Sickness, man, sickness. We're also talking about another.
What's the odds of that kind of communication going on?
It ain't gonna happen too much. That communication not gonna happen. I don't think that would happen. But let's also talk about, when we talk about relationships, let's talk about separate bank accounts. Should a couple, and this can be a quick conversation right here because I know how I feel about it, but should a couple have separate bank accounts?
Yes, they should.
yes.
Yes.
Good Lord.
100%. Your money is not my money. You owe my coin, ask me for it. You don't give it because you decided to be with me. Anybody can decide to be with me. I am wonderful. It's delightful to be with. A breath of fresh air. So, yeah, your money is your money. My money is my money. If I want something, I'll let you know.
And so,
these bills need to be taken care of, so give me half of it when it's time.
Hey, right here, you could have asked that question and just say, everybody say it together at the count of 3.
1, 2, 3. Exactly. That's why I said that this gonna be a quick conversation. I know when the quick one's gonna come out. This gonna be a quick conversation right here. But why shouldn't you have a joint? Why can't you have one joint account and 2 separate accounts? One joint account for all the bills and everything that you need to pay. Both of y'all contribute money into that particular account, and then you have your own accounts. Why can't that be the case?
Huh? No.
What? Explain to me to know what you're saying.
Well, it don't work. It don't work like that. Because they got access to your account. If y'all got joint account. You know what I mean? So no.
Well, you will have a joint account, and what the joint account would be for is all the household bills and everything that you have to pay in that joint account. But you will have your own personal account, and she'll have her own personal account as well.
Been there, tried that. In different marriages, it don't work. Keep your money, and then you thank God for PayPal. You know what I mean? If it's something need to be paid, you can send it PayPal right over the phone, a matter of seconds. Nobody will say that's the way to work. No joint accounts, absolutely not. Wow. Unless you think you're gonna die, or you getting to the point of stage in your life where you can't handle your own business. And you know what I mean? Because somebody gonna get that money. You might as well have your attendant. You know what I mean? Your lover, your wife, your children. You understand what I'm saying? But in real life, you're out there, hey, fly by yourself, fly solo. Everybody flies by themselves. When you see the birds, they fly nest to nest by themselves.
When I see them ducks and them geese, when I see them ducks, them geese, whatever they fly in packs though. They be in lines and they fly together in the same direction.
Yeah, but they fly solo and they ain't all birds. Look at the ring,
Mr. Hicks, talk to me, sir.
They may flock together, but they don't share everything.
Wow.
They don't have no orchids out there. Orchids out there in nature,
Lord, hold on for a second. Mr. Hicks, what's on your heart? What do you say to that?
Well, I was thinking for the first 18 years of my marriage, my wife was a stay-at-home mom, so I produced all the income. And when she started working, she just contributed right to the joint account. I didn't know at the time that 30 years marriage how effective she was. It was good. So in this recent marriage, after 14 years to be a single kind of thing, it was one of those grounds that we never got sorted out, because I thought, my belief was, I'll have all the bills. I got my account. I'll pay everything. Whatever you got is yours. You have your whole total thing. But it was the whole delinquent. She didn't know who the leader was, who the head was. And I think that was a difference. I think after once my wife started working, her eventually everything she earned was hers. She started a couple of side businesses, but it was always going into one pocket. There was a total trust there, and still is, even after all these years. I would trust her, unquenchingly. But this last marriage, when I started to discover, she wanted to see my account and know what I was doing so much. I sort of set up a situation. I said, "Well, you show me yours, and I'll show you mine." Right. And then when I finally looked at the account, I see how she always overdraft every month, and then she had this buying thing, had this credit card of $4,000 credit card where she would do the shopping online, and she had a thing about money. But I just trust.
Yeah.
And I'm naive in that way. And so I got burnt.
Wow.
I got out of there too.
And see, and truth of the matter is easy. It's easy in situations like that. It's really easy to get burned. But let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Toya, you need to ask you a question. We're talking about relationships right now. And should a relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone, should you have joint accounts? Should you have a joint account and then you both of you maybe have your own separate accounts on the side, or should you just put all the money in one pot? How should the money element work?
Okay, you said a relationship or we married?
Let's say you're married. Let's take it to that level and say you're married.
If you're married, you should have a joint account. You should also have your own account. I agree. I mean, but if not, you know what I'm saying as well. I don't think that we should put all our money in a pot. That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna count my coins, and 9 times out of 10, I make most coins than people I date. So no, we're not gonna do that one. But yeah, we need to have a joint account. I've always been a firm believer. See, my daddy raised a good girl. You need to have something to fall back on because I'm gonna be all right. I'm a G. I'm always gonna make sure I'm good. So you need to have an account where you can save some money. So we ever split up. And if you want to do a joint account where we take care of both of all of the bills, because I'm high maintenance, then we can have another account where we can put something for the house savings. And when we ever separate, I'm telling you, I just got a different mindset. I don't want nobody to don't be broken and don't live worse after me. So we need to split this thing down the middle, save up our funds, and if anything happens, then we both got something to fall back on. But all that counting my coins and telling me what to do with my coins, that's not gonna happen, sir. Before we even get married, my money, I get up and work for a reason. So I'm not gonna do that. You're not gonna tell me what I'm gonna do with my money once we take care of the house pot.
Let me ask you.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Exactly. Let me ask you this question, Toya. Is it a conversation within the young ladies that you all should have y'all just in case money?
That's right. Ain't that how y'all raised us, to have our just in case money?
Okay.
Ain't that how y'all daddies raised us, to have our just in case money?
But
okay.
How does that?
Yes, I raised my
hold on, sir.
I know y'all do.
How does that go? Is that pro or con against the relationship? Because if it's just in case money, then just in case it's almost like you're preparing for something to go wrong just in case. And I gotta have my money just in case. Are you really putting that 100% into the relationship if you have that just in case money?
Yeah, I'm putting it in all. Are you kidding me right now? Banks got a stash, an investment stash, or a rainy day fund, a Christmas fund, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, so yeah, you're not gonna judge me being 100% in here because I only put 45 of my $100,000 a year or whatever. So yeah, it's called a rainy day fund. It's called a just in case fund. That's what us women do before we get married, period. So it has nothing to do with the relationship. Get outside your head, bro. Has nothing to do with the relationship or nothing to do with trust. It's all about survival. That's like when I go out, I carry a knife in my pocket. It's like, oh, Toya, well, you can fight. What you going to carry a knife for? Yo, just in case. What are you talking about? Just in case a big, huge, extraordinary one that I can't get knocked down come this way, I got something for him. And it's the same way when we save our money. You just never know and never happen. You just never can tell. So that's just a backup plan, and everybody needs to have one. And if you're a man and you ain't got your own backup plan and you acting weird and crazy because I got one, you got a money management problem. That's a sign for me. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't trust the whole relationship because you got a stash on the side.
Yeah.
Bro, if you don't go find something to do with your life, get your life together, and I mean quick.
Now, what would you do if, you know what? Hold on, let me go, because me and you'll be back and forth with this thing right here. Let me go to Badger. Badger, what's on your heart? Should a woman have that just in case money?
If that's the way they decide to do it.
How would you feel about that? You know, if you just stumbling through a drawer one day and you run into this bank statement and you say, "Oh man, where this money come from? We've been struggling to pay these bills. Where this money come from?" Badger, how would you feel about that? and you asked her, and she said, "Well, that's just my little account I got. You know, it's just a little just in case money I got. Just in case something happened." How would you feel about? How would you feel about that, Badger?
Sounds cool to me.
Wow. Okay.
I don't have those kind of male issues.
I don't know if it's a male issue. I think it's more of a trust issue, and we in this thing together. And why do you have to? Hold on, Badger. Let me ask you the question, brother.
Okay.
It's just I don't know if it is that, and I'm being the question asker today, whether I feel this way or not. Y'all, please understand, I'm just being the question asker. But my thing is, what if you asked her that question? She said, "Well, that's just my just in case money, just in case something happened with us and we have to go our separate ways. I got to have some money to fall back on." But you all are struggling to pay certain bills, and you're looking, and she got $4,000 in a separate account somewhere. Would you feel some way behind that?
No. I mean, I'm weird, man. Just straight up. I don't worry about those kinds of things. I probably would communicate going, well, is there if we use some of it toward this or this? And if she says no, she says no. Like, because I also acknowledge that if a person is doing that, more than likely they've been hurt multiple times in the past. So they're probably doing it either because someone they actually had a possible good parent that taught them to be prepared.
Okay, but see, and that's good. But let me say this right here to you. Me personally, myself, I've never bled because somebody else got cut. So you know, if you equate it like that, my thing is this right here. You know, that person hurt you. I'm not gonna bleed because they got cut. And so deal with me on how did I treat you? How am I better to you? Am I better to you than what they was? Am I treating you better? I'm not gonna bleed because that person get cut. So don't judge me on what they do.
That's gonna be dependent on how long you were in that relationship. Some things you ain't just gonna get over in a day.
What if it's 10 years later?
I mean, there's still things.
That's
going to be dependent on. Oh, I know. It's dependent on the individual. There's times where I still have trust issues because of the things that were done to me. And it's wrong for me to hold them against her.
Exactly.
However,
my point exactly.
Hold on. However, she knows that I've been hurt and things like that. And when I have those feelings, we communicate about it. And if that's how I really feel, she doesn't question it.
Okay. Let me go to Tucson.
Patience and communication.
But 10 years later, brother, good
Can the
Lord.
other woman go? Because I'm a woman and I got something to say. And I'm related with it. This is a woman question.
Lord.
Doggone it. I got the anatomy. I feel like.
Talk directly to your phone, Mary. You're a little bit low, baby.
I said.
Now she yelling, Lord Jesus.
Can I say something? Because I'm a woman.
Okay. Yes.
And I would like to say my piece because I don't think Toya wrong.
Okay. Go ahead. Y'all ladies gonna stick together.
No, it's not that. Everybody in life should take care of themselves. Why would people gonna be people? Whether I love you, like you, want to be with you, I don't care. People are gonna be people. You are gonna be people sometimes. Dad, it's okay because people gonna be people. We're not the same.
Yeah.
There's gonna be something you do that's gonna make me mad. I may not talk to you for the rest of the day. There's gonna be something in my relationship, and if it happens enough, I'm gonna walk away. If I walk away and we paying the bills, and since I make more, it's 75-25. Oh, you got me messed up. It's 50-50, love. If I'm paying half this bill right here, you paying half this bill right here. If you don't got it, then get another job. You are capable, just like I am capable. We are adults, and if I wasn't here with you, you would make a way because you are an adult and you want to live. So if I'm paying half these bills, you're going to pay half these bills. If I make more, then maybe I'll treat you to lunch sometime. But what you're not going to do is watch my money because I'm making more than you, because I'm not going to watch your money when you make more than me. There was a time I outranked the person I was with, but he was making more than me. Well, then do you, boo. I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna watch your money. I'm not gonna tell you need to pay more of these bills. I'm not gonna tell you that you need to give me some more change because you making more now, so you need to cover that. No, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like this joint accounts for bills, don't watch my personal account because I'm not watching yours. That's none of your business. Now, if you need something, ask me, and I'll let you know if I can do it. But don't watch my personal money because you don't watch me go to work. You don't watch me do my job, and you do not pay me. So just like you're an adult, I'm an adult. You're going to pay half these bills, I'm going to pay half these bills. And whatever I want to do, when my statement comes, if you open that piece of mail, first of all, what are you doing? And second, if you open it and got some questions, that's my personal money. That's the answer. That's my personal, that's what I make. Yes. You see
God.
it. Now half of whatever the bills are will be put in that joint account, and whatever's not put in that joint account, mind your business.
Well, God, she's a little fiery. She's a little fiery.
That part.
My God. She's Rico, she's fiery.
A man, any man that you go up to, and any woman, that's a gold digger, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go up to you, well, babe, listen, you make more than me though. You, don't check my change, baby. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gold digger for us. Why can't you be a gold digger?
Wow. Rico.
Why can't you be watching my money? How's that not a problem for a man, but it's a problem for a woman because you're supposed to be the head of the household? Well, then leave, love. Don't watch my pockets. That's not your job.
Hold on, Mary. Hold on, because you on the roll right
Mary.
there. See, and there he go.
Uh-oh.
There go the cosigner. Look at there go the cosigner, huh? We go ahead.
That was personal. That was personal right there. She got a little serious with that one. That was personal.
God,
but
she's fiery.
Toya telling the truth. You know, just the question itself, should a woman have her own bank account, sounds sort of, you know, throw to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because either way,
if y'all are struggling, Rico, to pay them bills, y'all struggling to pay them bills, and then you look through the drawer, you find out she got an account with $4,000 or $5,000 in it, man, and y'all struggling to pay them bills. You don't think, man? Hold on now. What is this?
Well, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I mean, because it could be the man. It could be the man, so it should be the partner instead of just the woman. Or is it okay for a woman to have a separate account? Because the question could also go the other way for the man, like what Miracle said.
Well, I put it.
You know, a man could be a gold digger. Yeah. He could be hiding money.
Yeah. But I didn't specify male or female. It went in that direction, but I didn't specify whether it was male or female. I just put the question out there, and it was just it was picked up in that way. But I didn't put it out there like it was him or her. I say should the individual.
No, you said when you answered the battle, you said should a woman have a separate account? You said it. You might have didn't mean to, but you said it. That's the reason why
you said woman.
Okay, but it might have been accidental. But the thing is I'm gonna say all of the above. He needs his own account. She needs her own account, and then they need a joint account. See, I look at a marriage and building a family as a business, and it's like a business partnership. But see, in this modern world, people only associate business with money. I look at it as a business of making sure that the love stays right, that the emotion stays right, that both people are happy. You know what I'm saying? The people will tell you in the heartbeat, mind your business. Well, my business is making sure this family succeeds. In all aspects beyond money. Yeah. But even at the same time, if you're going to treat this family like it's a business partnership, which it truly is, because the business is the family, you got to have an account for that. Now, you do everything that the family depends on through that account. Now, if you choose to do 50-50, that's a discussion between y'all. If she makes an unlimited amount of money because she doesn't have a set salary, it's based on how much clientele she gets, and she goes through the roof, maybe she's an entertainer, becomes like the next Beyonce, but you still just an $80,000 a year man. Maybe she want to pay for everything because you can't afford half all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A tenth of what you make wouldn't even be part of the house note. What if she paid cash for that $2 million property? So I mean, now you can raise your level and elevate too, and she might be happy because she still know that you are the best business partner for her family wise. But imagine having a joint account, and then all of a sudden you want to go buy your wife a Phantom or a Bugatti. You can't surprise them. No, not even just her money. If it's both of y'all money. If it's both of y'all money, both of y'all want equal. You still can't surprise them with nothing. You can't do nothing for them on your own, so it's still going to be this part of you that you need to be able to do the things you need to do. Even if it's just surprising them with a surprise trip, a birthday present, something you might want to do for the children. Anything. You need that safety net that Toy was talking about. So it doesn't have to be either or. It's all of the above. But that family to me is a business, so you definitely got to have an account for that business.
Exactly. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can certainly agree with that. But watch this. Tucson, what do you say to that?
Y'all doing too much. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It's too much. Look, last I checked, I got one name on my check, and that's mine. Okay, it just makes sense to me to be able to enjoy in any way that I feel like my money that I make, and I deal with these folks every day. I should have something that I should be able to say, well, you know what? I want to go do whatever right now with the money that I make. Now, here's this other thing. The bills got to be paid. And we should, however we're going to pay the bills, we should come together and say, okay, this is to make sure that the bills, they say, well, this needs to be paid. Well, just pay it. No, we don't have to have a discussion about it needs to be paid. Just pay it. Figure out if it's in my account, then, and you need my credit card or my debit card or my bank card, here it is. Just pay the bill. Okay? I don't need your money. That's not mine. I ain't got nothing to do with that, because I don't know how you sweat, if you sweat on your job or not. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But the only thing that we need to do is make sure that the bills are paid. We're not outdoors. We're not in the dark. When I turn the water on, I don't like to brush my teeth with cold water. So it got to have a little warm to it. So we got to have some heat. So, but I don't care where the money goes, as long as I can do what I feel like I need to do. You can do whatever. If you need to buy some lipstick or go buy you some hair, I don't care. It don't make no difference. Go ahead. Now let me tell you something now, and maybe the older guys can tell me this, and I agree. And I know I'm out of time, but give me a minute right here.
Go ahead, brother.
Women plan. If they gonna leave you, I bet you believe they gonna leave prepared. They be staying in the apartment. You have no clue.
You're gonna be prepared or not.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
That's good.
They'll leave you with a bucket on the floor with a can of beans, and they've been playing in that for years.
I'll leave you with everything.
Everything.
Everything. You can have it all. If I really want to go.
Oh,
you can have it all, and I start over. You can keep it. A woman don't need nothing. It depends on what situation a woman is in. Because I tell you, it's a lot of women like Tina Turner that left, and it take nothing because of abuse or something that is negative. So don't think that a woman won't leave without nothing, because if you're not doing right, that goes for a man too, honey. I've seen a man ease out this lady door every day. He's taking a piece of clothes. And one day she went in that closet and all his clothes was gone. What? Are you kidding me? Yeah. So people don't necessarily need nothing. If they want to go, and if they feel like, you're abusive or you're scary or whatever, they'll leave and leave everything behind, honey.
Wow. And that's true. Mr. Hicks, what's on your heart, sir? Mr. Hicks?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking about Kevin Samuels. I didn't follow him or know anything about him till he passed. And I started checking out his clips and exactly what he was posted to. So I think about T.D. Jakes' last sermon. I think that the reason why there's such a high divorce rate is because there's a struggle inside relations that's been influenced by these culture wars. Just redefining the roles. And again, like I said, in the feminization of the male and the masculinization of the female. You know, I dare when I think about the future with how young folks think about this whole thing, money and that whole who's the boss kind of thing. But it's like this last marriage. It's like a real quick marriage right there in the middle of COVID. But when I saw that I was dealing with somebody whose ethics was like insecurities. I mean, especially when you're old, when you're young, you sort of could change, but when you get older, I can't teach an old dog new tricks. When I saw that the ethics there, and the dishonesty, the manipulation, I left everything. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I dropped everything. I packed me a bag. I moved away to a different place and started all over. And I'm still in that process now. But to feel free from your freedom and your peace of mind is worth everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Absolutely. Let me go to who do we have Miss Navy with us this morning?
Yes, sir. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm all right. We're making it. We're a step closer to Friday.
There you go. There you go. Asking a question. Should couples have joint accounts, or should they have joint accounts and both parties have their own individual accounts, or should all the money just be in one pot? What do you say to that?
I say I picked the wrong day to try to be on the panel. Because
come on.
Okay, should they have joint? I mean, this is my theory. This is just my little 2 cents. I feel like that there should be my account, your account, and then the joint account. That's just me. And maybe even a fourth account for just like fun, leisure, and all that good stuff. Now, I mean, I'm not married. I haven't entered that arena just yet, so I haven't necessarily had to share my money as far as like what's in my account and all that with good stuff. I don't mind it. I personally, I care, but I don't care. So I don't know. I just feel like it's just less complicated if we know what each person is putting in or contributing in one account for the bills. I mean, long as the bills getting paid, long as things fitting out, and I don't know.
Let me ask you this question.
That's a hard question for me.
Would you be upset if you all are going through a hard time financially, and you go searching through the house and you find a bank book, and you look at the statement and you realize that he got $4,000 in an account just in case money? Would you be upset with that?
If we define struggling financially, like, are we about to lose our house struggling, or are we just like a month behind on bills?
Just let's just say you're just a little bit behind on bills. Y'all behind on bills, a bit behind on bills for a minute now, trying to struggle and how to say pinch, scratch, and claw to get those bills back in order. And then you're searching through the house one day and looking for something, and you stumble across a bank book. You look at the bank book, his name. You look at the statement, $4,000 in that account. Now that's his money out of his account. Would you have an issue with that? And then there's silence. And then there's silence.
Answer as Navy and not the therapist. Yes, I would have an issue with that. Only because I'm just like, bruh, come on. We struggling. This ain't just, okay, we just go pay half of the light bill and then we'll pay the other half, with the other paycheck. However, you did make a good point. It was in his account. If we're going with the whole theory of my account, your account, and then the joint account. But I just feel like and I understand that people are not going to. I can't expect everybody to be Navy. But if I married you, if I'm sharing my money, I'm sharing my life, I'm sharing my body with you, and all that good stuff, that $4,000 at some point should have been like, okay, let me catch us up, babe. Here's what I got. This is what we're gonna take out to get us caught up. This is what we need to put back in to replace that $4,000 or to get us back up. Because I would want to know. Now, before I flip out, I'm gonna ask some questions because I like to think I'm a rational person, but the irrational person in me is just like, no, we no.
But see, it's been stated that a lot of times it's okay for a woman to do that. So why, if a man do that, he's wrong?
I don't think is. I mean, me personally, I don't think is right unless you are in danger and you have to pre-plan on any side. If that's the case, then okay. I feel like everybody should have, like, I guess what they would call a little mad money, but I feel like that's where the fourth account comes from. You know, to just a just in case account. I don't know. But I mean, I don't think it's right if you know that the house is struggling. I'm not going to withhold any money from the house. This doesn't benefit either of us if we're withholding from one another. But like I said, if it's a life or death situation, if I got to pre-plan, if I got to be strategic about how he or how she is going to leave this situation, then okay, that's the exception that I can make. But to just withhold from the house, just because, I mean, I don't know if I could get down with that. But again, I haven't been put in that situation, so I really don't know what I would do. I don't know, but just off the top of my head, that's how I feel about that.
Okay, good day. Let me go to Cassandra. We got Cassandra with us this morning, and I think Rico has a question as well. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, I'm asking a question, and we're talking this morning, and we're going to switch up onto another topic. But right now, we're talking about finances in a relationship. Let's just say marriage relationship. Should there be joint accounts? Should there be a joint account, and then you have your account and he have his account? Should all the money be put in one basket? How should that work, Cassandra?
I think you should do a joint, and then each person could have their individual if they choose to. If everybody don't choose to do that, but if they choose to, I've talked to a lot of couples about that. Yeah, you should have a joint account, and then if either one of you want to save their own individual money, yeah, absolutely. You should be able to do it without it being a problem. It shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
I'm with that Navy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Navy though. If things are going on and you got money, you know, and the house needs it, you know, you should be willing to put it up, even if you know you are holding your own singular account.
Wow. And so the money that's in my singular account, because of the fact that we have a joint account, we use the joint account to pay the bills, just because it falls a little short, I should reach into my own personal account and take that money out to make sure all the bills are paid and negate my account itself.
You're one. What it really shouldn't even be like that. But because of the way our society is, it shouldn't even be like that as far as I'm concerned. If there's a need in the house, who would not take care of their family? Your family should be number one. So yeah, if it needs to be done, and you talking about you, well, that's my money. I don't put it. What y'all? It's a problem in the relationship if it's like that.
And see, and just for clarity, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, just so people don't think I think this way. I'm being the question asker today, not that I think that way at all. Because my thing is, let's take care of what we gotta take care of. Let's make sure everybody's good, and we'll move from there. However we move from there, but everything will be taken care of. But my thing is, Cassandra, a lot of times y'all have, and you know, y'all ladies, y'all have y'all just in case money. So how can that be? How can that be possible?
No, I don't care if you have a just in case money. This is a just in case situation. The joint account is negated, is negative or whatever, and you have bits that you need to take care of. It is your family. Your responsibility as a man or a woman is to make sure that your family is okay, and you should love each other enough that you would not want to see a strain if you got the money to take care of it.
That's good. That's good. I agree with you. I agree with you. Rico, you had a part two question, I think, for Navy.
Yeah. First, let me say, I don't agree men do it too because they wouldn't be able to take care of that second household or that side chick. They got their just in case money too. So, I don't agree with that. Just y'all women, once again, it ain't just them doing it. But my question is what if that person that had that $4,000, because you did say it was just a little behind, not to the point where they're about to be evicted or lose the home or get foreclosed on them, but something just a little behind. What if that person that got that $4,000 in that bank account is trying to teach somebody a lesson because they're doing what his wife did? Remember what he said about the woman that kept on not paying that credit card bill? And she was taking care of her priorities. So now she wasn't putting the money toward the joint account the way she was supposed to because she wanted these red bottoms or she wanted to go eat at Papa Do's every day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that 4,000 is not, I'm going to say that, well, I'm going to just ask that question. What about if it's that situation? Well, because I know what I would do. So if we're saying that she probably or he probably has a right to be mad that they have that money. What if they were doing it, like what his wife was doing? If they just blowing money, not spending it right or putting it toward the house, the family business, the way they supposed to.
Overdrafts every month. Toya, you want to talk to me?
Yeah, that's my point. Gambling.
Yeah.
Tickets. Being irresponsible. I done been there, done that. Listen, let me tell you something. Again, whether I'm your girlfriend or your wife, I'm gonna be the same. Because if I'm sitting up here sleeping with you, I'm not gonna sit up here and make it seem like a piece of paper. Oh, now I can. I'm just gonna. That's just how I am. Whether I'm a girlfriend or a wife. But if you are irresponsible, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Let me be a real gangster, right? So I believe how I believe, but I don't date men that do that ideology. I date men that take care of the woman. So I know I ain't got to pay rent. But you know what that man don't do? He don't get half. He don't not get half. Let me say that. He don't get that half. Oh, I got to pay rent. Good. Great. Thank you. I love you so much. Yeah. He's still going to get half the rent. Do what you want to do with it. I don't care what you do with it. And I think the problem is our individual ways of thinking. When we find a person like that, that's going to be good to you, that's going to take care of all the bills, you get to keep yours, you're not going to do right. And that's where the problem lies. If you're a man and you get a woman and she got Beyonce money, you ain't going to do right. You're going to still try to be a knucklehead, little lying, little squalid, little cheater. And that's where the problems lie. We're going to break up really because of the money. Because when we love somebody and I'm giving myself to you, you can have every last dime. But now you being stupid. Now you being irresponsible. Now you doing things you know we ain't supposed to do, and now you want to do it on my dime because I make more. No, now I ain't gay. I want to even be with you no more because that's an infiltration. And that's where the problem lies. When we get into a relationship, for one, and don't feel like anything I have, once I have sex with you, anything I got, you can have it. But the first sign of you showing me that you are going to abuse, manipulate, be irresponsible, be less than an adult on your part, I am going to feel betrayed and infiltrated. And that's where we have the problem at. Because one person oftentimes is the most irresponsible. They bring in the less. They do things that the other person, the more responsible one, what they got to do, kind of on point. And if they can only get that other person to do the same thing, they'll be a power couple. And oftentimes it's not like that. And that's what makes it rocky. It's not about you having more money. You, my girl, I know you got more money. But again, they raise us as an art to be like that. And as a guy, if you get mad with a girl because she got $4,000, the same dude that's irresponsible is going to be mad too because she ain't come up off her money to pay for his irresponsibilities. So at the end of the day, we just had a story from a man, and I know there's plenty of stories of a woman, that you can be that person, and until that person starts showing their irresponsibility, and not doing what they're supposed to do on their behalf, that's where the problems lie. Because it really ain't got nothing to do with no money. Because when you love them, you get up and make it all day and give it to them. If they do what the heck they're supposed to do.
Wow. Wow. Anybody have anything they want to say on this before we move to another topic?
I just want to laugh. I just love Toya. Toya be for real. Y'all better not be playing with Toya.
Exactly. Toya, she gonna tell you. Look, Toya gonna tell you what's on her whole heart.
Be ready.
I say, what's on your heart? She gonna tell you what's on her whole heart.
With that home.
And I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't whoa. All right. Now we ready to go.
Then look. Then you act up. She'll beat you down.
Oh, now now I got.
Don't do that, Donald. Don't do me like that. No, I don't. I am not violent until you think you're bold enough to put your hands on me. That's where I'm gonna hit back at then. When you think you finna hit me, oh, I'm finna do a Miss Celia. What's Miss Sophia?
Yeah.
You remember that part from The Color Purple?
You told Harpo to beat me.
That's when I'm finna be Miss Sophia. But other than that, I'm not violent, baby. But if you bark, I'm gonna make sure my bark bigger than yours.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, Rico, you there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Question for you, brother, and I need to hear your whole heart on this right here. Do you think the women's movement, woman power movement, do you think is destroying the family and leaving the man behind by not being inclusive with him?
The extreme side of it is, you know, there's levels to everything. You know, you can go too far to the left or too far to the right, or you can go right down the middle. And a lot of the things, like with women's suffrage and, you know, things like that, voting rights for women in the past, all of those things were legitimate arguments. And the same thing with feminism. But then when they got to want to walk around with their chest out, you know what I'm saying, during those Woodstock days, that was a little extreme. You know, some of the hate and some of the overconfidence of we could do whatever a man can do. Yeah, you can, but let's not get too extreme with that. You know, I ain't seen a woman outrage Usain Bolt yet. I ain't seen a woman knock out Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather yet. So, I mean, you know, there's levels to certain things, you know. And so I think with everything that if you're not careful, the momentum can go crazy, and it can go overboard because it's hard to stop it. You know, when you start receiving privileges or when you start receiving rights, when you start getting benefits, you know what I'm saying, when you start getting acknowledged for what you're fighting for as being right, then when is the fight stop? When is it enough? You know, I mean, you can associate it with, you know, I don't want to associate that with the civil rights movement because I don't think, you know what I'm saying, minorities have gone too far for what they've asked for what we've asked for, or are the things that we stand on. But at the same time, you do have people that play the race card. So that's another way that is abused. So, you know, everything can be abused. I think feminism started out with some good ways about it, but then you had other men haters that took advantage of it, and lesbians that wanted to, you know, prove that their lifestyle was acceptable or whatever, that joined in and jumped on the bandwagon. And it got on, I'm going to say the agenda got sort of manipulated a little bit.
Has it become divisive?
Yes, it's very divisive. Matter of fact, man, I'm glad you asked this question, man. I didn't think I was gonna get to read this, but I got to read this post, man, because this is a post that somebody made about everything that has happened within the past week between couples, black couples. Now, this ain't just, you know, regular families or, you know, regular couples. This is what's going on. They call it the poison. No, that's not it. The poison that kills men. This one is about everything that's been going on this week. A 29-year-old Oklahoma man commits murder-suicide, killing his 3 kids, aged 3 to 6 years old. Why? Because their mama didn't want him and cheated. Number 2, An LA woman drives 70 miles per hour over the speed limit and kills 6 people, including a pregnant woman and a baby. Why? Because she got into it with her boyfriend. Number 3, a 31-year-old New Orleans woman stabs her kids, killing one of them, age 4, and critically injuring the other, age 2. Why? Because her kid's father filed for weekend visitation. And the last one, 32-year-old mother of 6 beautiful daughters stabbed and killed by her children's father. All 4 of them just happened days apart. Are we having problems in our community with relationships and family? Are we divided? Yeah, man, it's a problem, man. Something ain't right. I mean, these people are taking children out to get back at the other or the other parent, killing the other parent and taking the parent away from these children. And it ain't all feminism, but it's all a part of the disorder that comes with some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a whole nother situation. It's violence, but it plays its own integral part in the destruction of our families today. And that's the reason why we see society looking the way it is with these single parent households. None 2-parent households. It's just, it's just completely out of order. Households with 6 or 7 children and all of them got different fathers. We see this chaos. That's not order. That is complete chaos.
Wow. Badger, what do you say to that, man? Has the women's movement caused division amongst the family, and are they leaving the men behind or separating from the men?
I think women are leaving men behind because men still hold on to ideologies that no longer matter or exist. Men are too afraid to grow.
Wow. Now, you're a man, right?
Yeah, I'm a real man.
Okay.
I accept my emotions. I work through my issues. I accept the fact that we make mistakes. I don't have the issues with pride and ego.
So are you saying the majority of men do?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, look at all the male figures we have in our government. That should be self-explanatory.
And that's not an issue that women have.
There are some that do.
So how do we divide and put that barrier there between? Because if there's some men that do it and some women that do it, we're like
that's the part I've been trying to figure out.
Okay.
I mean, the amount of women that I have ran into that are constantly told that they have to obey and they have to be the ones that stay at home and all that kind of stuff is, I mean, maybe not in y'all's communities, but the ones that I've been around, yeah, 90% of the males ain't worth a crap.
But see, you say
but
that.
But I'm speaking from a white perspective. So
okay, that's fine.
Now in the native communities, it's different.
I don't think that this is a black, white, orange, or purple. I don't think it's a color issue. I think it's a gender male female issue. And if you say that,
I have to
Badger, let me ask you the question, brother. Let me ask you the question. If you say to me that men are this way, and then on the same sentence you can say that women are this way as well. Again, I have to pose the question: where lies the difference? Because you can't become the very thing that you hate. You know what I mean? If you're gonna say it one way for the men, and you say women are the same way, then where are we standing?
I feel that where it comes from in men and where it comes from in women are not entirely the same thing.
Okay.
Most women I know that chose that route either learned it from their mother or they learned it because they had to survive in a world of toxic men.
Would you agree with me? And we got to move on to somebody else. But would you agree with me that most men learn majority of what they learn from their mother?
No.
Wow. You don't think the mother is the first teacher of all her children, be it male or female?
See, that's a double-edged sword because depending on the mother.
No.
If the mother, hold on.
We're dividing. We're dividing. Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought. But
You asked me the
when you say
question.
that, you're dividing. But go ahead. Answer the question.
Now, if the woman is a stay-at-home mom and taught the children that, that's one thing. But then the communities and the people I've been around, the mother is only allowed to teach the children based on what the male says.
Okay. And like I always say, man, everybody have their own opinion, and I'm not here to give you your opinion. That's your opinion, and I respect the way that you feel. But I know that there are some women that have sometimes 2 jobs and come home and they still got the responsibility of raising or teaching their children. They still have to do that. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
I got you, man.
Mute your phone, Rico. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I agree with Badger.
Okay.
Yeah, women do teach. They do teach. They are one of the first teachers, but with the homes the way that they are today, a lot of women don't have the time to really teach. No woman that I've never in my life met a woman that told her son to treat women less than. I've never even heard anybody say that their mother taught, or a woman say that she taught her sons to treat women with disrespect and don't have integrity or character in their relationship. And if she's doing that, she's mentally ill. There's something wrong, because that's not the way mothers teach their children.
Yeah. But Cassandra, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. I'm kind of thrown a little bit here. You're saying about the disrespect. I'm talking about the teaching their children in the way that the things that they need to do and stuff like that. But now you're saying disrespect. So are you tying it into where we are with the women movement? Or help me understand where we are.
It all ties in, because they're learning. Women are having to stand for themselves and fight for rights. Why? Because a male-dominated society has made it that way. They did, where we've had to fight for everything. But, so what do we do? Does the feminine movement and I don't like. We need to separate when we say the feminist movement, because there are some amazing women in the feminist movement, but they are not trying to do it because they're gay or they want to bash men. They're doing it because of civil and human rights that they want to see for women that have been destroyed or held back from them because of the white-dominated society or the male-dominated society.
But let me ask you this question, Cassandra, and I love what you're saying, but let me ask you this question right here. Would you agree with me that even the civil rights movement, because it was a civil rights movement, it was for start off for Black people to have the rights that some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters had to come on board with us in order for us for that thing to become a reality. Would you agree with that?
Always.
Okay. So why can't
they've always it was some of them that have always come aboard to help.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, why can't the women movement include some men? Because there's some men that don't feel the way that some men do, some men don't. But there's some men that's on board with you all and want to make sure that you all have the same rights that everybody else across the board. But if you're pushing them out, how are they to come in and help when
where is that mentality, or where have you seen where feminists don't have men that work with them? That is a lie.
Cassandra, I've seen a lot of times. Cassandra, majority of the time when I see and anybody could jump in, because I've seen situations where they say women this and women that, and they push their women agenda, and they don't include the men in what they're trying to do. They don't include, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying what I see. And
what group though? I mean, all the time there are men that work with the feminist movement. What I don't know where that comes from. That is the opinion. Okay, if you have a woman's movement, yes, the people that are spearheading may be women, but they have men that are a part of their push. They have husbands, they have boyfriends that stand with them. So those people are giving their opinion and working along with. I don't know. This is not. Because it's not true. Let me say this. It's not true that there are not men that are part of the feminist movement. And feminists do want men to help them
in the
with the
verbiage,
movement.
in the verbiages and the situations that I see, Cassandra, and you know, you're female. You can speak more on this than I can, certainly that, and I'm not going to try to sit here and say that I know because I'm not a woman. Okay, you know, from that standpoint, you have a very unfair advantage over me because I'm not a female. You are. But what I can say is, but my thing is this right here. From the verbiage that I see, what's being brought forth, I've never seen anyone say, "Well, we want to thank these men for doing." You know, they're not included. Let me do this. Let me pull some more people. Mr. Hicks, what do you say to that? I mean, I could be totally off base. Mr. Hicks, what's on your heart?
Wow, feminist movement. I I I see it as the restructuring of things, the redefining of things, away from the basics that the civilization was built on. It's, you know, it's radically affected by the principles incorporated in Christian belief systems. I think that it defined who a man was, who a woman was, and what the relationships, what the format. You know, everybody, you know, all the statistics show that children that's born in a family that have a mother and a father in the home have a better chance of succeeding in the world. And that's saying even if it's not a perfect union between the two, but it gives a child a chance to see the contrast. The woman is the arms that rock the cradle of civilization. That's a truth. Which is only a man can teach his son how to be a man. So when you break up that dichotomy, when the emphasis in a marriage is about self-interest and the fight between man and woman has been engineered, and not about the children. The children bear the effects of all these divorces. And with the feminist movement was a movement out, a civil rights movement that once people saw the effectiveness of a group of people advocating as an identity, which we now into group from the feminists into the LGBTQ things, to all of that stuff. I think the basic kind of thing is trying to find a footing. Is what are you going to base your life and your relationship and experience on? I mean, I guess you can hear when I talk. I base mine on some principles that I know that are founded by the Creator, and it gives me the ability to sort through what I'm seeing in my experience and have an understanding of the madness I see around me, understand the source. But what is it based on? The feminist movement was designed to separate man from woman and start this war that goes on. Women didn't even come into the workplace until to proper plumbing and sanitary napkins, and so it's a whole new experience of women just being out of the home and taking so much energy and having a career rather than what the basic foundations of what you're here to do, teach them children. Raising children, not no home, not daycare, and not nanny. Establish a relationship that can run through generations. Establish a family legacy.
Mr. Hicks,
it's a divisive. Yes.
Let me ask you. You said in what you were saying that woman is to raise those children and stuff like that. Are we taking a woman out of certain situation of elevation that they've reached? And I'm so proud of them for doing so. Are we taking them out of that and putting them back in the home and say, you know, raise these kids? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, it's what you want. Is it about your career? It's about your children's life, the legacy that you're gonna pass on. I'm saying that's what it is designed. That's where the bonding between the lessons are taught about life between that mother and that child, and the father coming in with the strength of the law and of a team to produce children for the future. I'm
actually being the question asker today, but I gotta be honest, brother. I can't agree with taking the women out and taking them out of the workplace and all the advantages, all the advances that they've made and putting them back into the home and say, get back in the house and raise those children. I can't. I'm being the question asker today, but I can't go with that.
You can't turn back. You can't turn back things. You have to let life evolve itself. But it still need to be done with some kind of focus on the primary thing. So I'm not talking about turning back times and how you gonna do that? That's not freedom.
Good. I'm glad you cleared that, because I that's what I was getting from what you were saying. I was like, brother, I can't go with that. Let me go to who is it? Toy you with a T. Y'all put on y'all seatbelts.
Got it. Don't forget,
I got you, sis. I got a lot of people here, sis. I got you. I'm coming down. Trust me. I'm definitely coming to you. But
come back to me.
Huh? Go to God.
God. Go to Goddess and come.
Okay, Goddess, what's on your heart, sis? And good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everybody. I just want you to turn around and research. The woman's movement started from a man. See, that's what you got to look and research. And it started from the fact that they wanted to be able to tax both the woman and the man. See, it started from a man's greed. And that's what people fail to realize. Because a lot of the men were going off to war, and that's when the women had to start working in the factories and had to come in and start helping out. So that's when they wanted doing the women's movement. Because at first they can only tax the man in the household. Because the woman did work. So it was the man who started the women's movement. So that they could tax both. It used to be the taxes used to be for one thing. So when you look at something, turn around and look at it, the whole picture of it.
So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. You say that the whole women's movement started because of the greed of a man, that he wanted to put her in a situation where he could tax her as well. It can
the greed of the government, for the people that ran certain things, that's where it started from.
Wow,
that's exactly where it started from.
Okay, so where we are today,
it used to be where you couldn't tax the woman as a wife. It used to be.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the main thing.
Okay. Cool beans. Toy you with a T. What's on your heart, sis? Toya.
Mute button went in. All right. So, I think that the women's movement was a great thing. I just think we forgot about our position in homes. Right? We have a primary role to this earth as a woman, and that is when we bear children, we are their first teachers, and we have to remember that. That has nothing to do with me getting up and working. We've lost that as women. That's why our kids are the way they are. My heart goes out to those young men that were unstable because they came from single parent homes. And I hate to disappoint some women, but there are some terrible single parent mothers out here that really break and destroy the hearts of men, children. And these men were unstable. And they got into relationships with the typical woman who's untaught on how to respect a man, how to be there for a man, and how not to do things that are going to naturally anger the human spirit, like cheating. You can't do that. No. So we have this going on in our societies because we as women, and I'm being honest, because God is dealing with me and teaching me, I got out of pocket. I got out of my role. That thing TD Jakes talking about, how I'm nasty and mean, and I forgot my place and I don't need you, all that is right. And we do that upon our male children. And that's why those male men hurt some of those women who don't know no better. It's my culture. They acting goofy. That's what I was doing, being goofy, being promiscuous and cheating and being bold. And I'm going to tell them this, that, and third. They still going to deal with me. I just don't know how much God was with me. But neither here nor there. And now we've forgotten our role as our place in the home and the importance to children. And we got to get back on track. We are out of order. Rico say it all the time. But then there's the other half, because I can't just talk about women, because every cause has an effect. Head, leader, man, right?
Come on.
And these men also have a huge responsibility that God bestowed upon them from the beginning. That regardless of what we got going on over here as women, God gave you a job. And whatever you got to do to be strong, I don't know how you're going to get it from a single mother. But if you can't get it from a single mother, that's why you're only left with God. You need to get with him, and you need to understand who you are and what you can overcome as a man and as a human. Because we women, we emotional too. We be wanting to kill a man too for cheating on us, so we done had all these babies from you, goofy, with your broke behind. But God reminds you of who you are as a human and who you are as a God and what you can overcome and you can do. And that's what these people were missing. God, that's what we're missing. God, you know what I was doing when I was out there acting goofy, being ignorant? I ain't have God. I said it, and I used him when I was being goofy and needed him, but I wasn't putting that out. And that's what this kind of, these messes, what we see. That's the life we dibble and dabble in when we don't remember who God is and we don't remember our roles, man. And that's why these women are blessed. I don't know what to say, but I mean, I get it and I see it. And that's why I fight every day to be verbal on Facebook, on here, to correct these issues and these problems, because we're out of order. And we need to find some kind of God, not that mean evil one that tell you to kill folks and cut folks up, not that one. We got to find a better God than that, because them results, they're just not worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me go to let me go to Navy. Navy, what's on your heart?
I don't know if I have anything else to add. I mean, this is kind of a slightly touchy subject for me, because I mean, I get it. I understand that men want to be allies. I understand that there are some women that may have. I feel like, you know, there's just sort of people on both sides of the spectrum, whether you are for or against the women's movement. But I mean, I'm also like, can I apologize? Woman that has
Navy, something's going on with your phone line. I want to turn it down or something. There's a lot of noise coming from your phone line. There's a lot of noise coming from it.
You might be talking to a Bluetooth or something, talking through the Bluetooth.
Yeah, are you talking directly into the phone?
I am connected to a Bluetooth. I'm headed to the next house. Let me call back in then when I can disconnect.
Okay, cool beans. Okay, good deal. Let me go to Tucson, and then we got to go. We're going to cap after that. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? This women's movement situation. Is it a good thing, or they alienating the men? What do you see from that? Tucson? Tucson, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to Tucson. Captain, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. I gotta hear your heart on this, man. We're talking about the women movement that's going on right now, and like I say, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. I'm certainly not gonna say that. I'm grateful that the women are advancing and getting to where they rightfully need to be. But is it divisive? Is it dividing the family? Is it dividing the household? Are they leaving the men out?
Well, I'm sorry I didn't hear everyone's earlier opinion on this, but I'm sure most everyone that I know is very wise and intelligent men and women that you have on your show pretty much covered quite a bit of things that I probably would say. But suffice it to say, I would say that the women's movement is really the white women's movement. It really had nothing to do with our women. The women's movement was white women fighting to be free of her role that was pretty much defined by the white man. You know, he is the dominant figure in America. America is controlled, no question, by the white male dominant figure. Our women got caught up in it, but they used the civil rights to raise themselves up on our shoulders. Our people was fighting for civil rights, where they wasn't fighting for civil rights. They was fighting for the right to vote. They was fighting for the right to be as equal in pay than their mate. So our women, you know, we don't run our women. Black men really don't run the black woman. She's been pretty much self-sufficient for a minute. That ain't nothing wrong with that. When we have failed in our responsibility to be men, she got to step up and take charge. I ain't mad about that. Go ahead, sister, shoot. Without crazy behind this man. Not all men. We got some real strong men on this line. I'm not talking about you.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about nobody on this line. I'm talking about the majority of men who don't take responsibility to be a man in his home. Now, do we blame the male? Do we blame the female? No, of course not. We blame a system in the society that have worked hard, very hard to keep the black male and female at odds. Why? Several reasons. A strong family makes a strong community. So we don't want us to be strong. If we were strong, then we would be independent economically. If we were strong, we would be strong morally, mentally. Then you would not be able to control us or rule us. So if you want control over us, and your greatest fear is, wow, if they get in power, what they do to us, what we did to them, well, we're not going to take no chances. Let's make sure they never get into power. And how do you do that? Promote the black woman and downplay the black man. Ooh, if you do that, then you fall in the Willie Lynch story. So we all have to recognize we have to fall in love with one another again. Oh, I love my sisters. And I hope today that we would become dominant enough that we could recognize each other's value and stop letting people divide us on them versus us. Remember what I've always said, Elijah Muhammad's words, is that the home is the woman's base, but not necessarily her place.
Absolutely.
I hope I lent something to the conversation.
Absolutely. Good deal. Toussaint, what's on your heart, sir?
And I'll second that motion because, you know, we've just got to, somebody going to say, well, here he go. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
I'm going to say it before you say it. Well, here he go. Now go ahead, say it.
Yeah, good. It says maybe, so you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. No, we've just gotten beyond trying to be equal, walk beside. Now we have a society that, you know, I can't say it like that. I don't need a man mentality. And you don't. And you don't. That's why you don't have any.
Wow.
And you know, and I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm in a push right now as we speak in the community that I've been brought to get an effort to bring the community together with the leaders that exist. Okay, the ones that have agreed to join with me just so happens are the women pastors in that area. I hadn't heard from one of the male pastors yet.
Wow.
And I'm not going to stop because it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. But their push, the ones that have joined in and agreed that we got to do something for the community, they said that what their biggest problem is that there are some that don't want to work with them because they are women. They don't want to agree with certain things. I don't have that problem. That's not my problem. we focus on the wrong stuff. And that's the reason why we can't get where we need to be. It's nothing wrong with even a person says we have all of these. I get on some lines, but I can't say that either. I think we've gone to an extreme of being not only equal, but we have gone to the point that at the expense of a man that you say you need, you've climbed and pushed him to be extinct. If that makes any sense.
Wow.
And how that's working out for you.
So am I hearing you say that in some situations this movement could be the women's worst enemy?
That's an opinion that can take 2 months of argument. Because we have some would say you're just chauvinistic. You just want to be in control. No. If you don't want help, well, go ahead and do it yourself. And I know I'm out of time right here. Just right now, I've made the decision to stay in the office. I'm getting the lead person to run the floor because we got some of these strong-minded people that don't want me to tell them anything, but you're destroying it because you want to be in control. Well, go ahead. Well, go right ahead. Because you're going to have to do it twice because you don't want to listen.
Wow. Let me go to Willa. Willa, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, Morning Glow.
Good morning to you, sis. We talking about the women's movement. Is it good or bad for the community, or is it really just dividing the household? Is it dividing the house? Is it really pushing the man out? What do you say to that?
Well, Raheem, I don't know too much about the one that you're talking about that exists. But a woman's movement shouldn't be to push the man out the household, but it should be to help us become better women. Better women, pull more together, because we as women sometimes are divided. I'm gonna say not sometimes, a lot of times we are so divided because we have.
What is this? Let me ask. What is the source of the division?
Over time, what I mean by that is over time we look at each other, because you hear it a lot of times when you talk to certain women. They say, "Well, I ain't got that many women friends. I got a lot of men friends because women are so messy." So that's when I say women are so divided, and that's why a lot of times some men can get away with the things that they get away because of our division. We don't pull together as women and become better mothers, better friends, being able to help each other, compliment each other. That's what I mean by that, Raheem. Because just like Cap said, I know the man should always be the head of the household. He should be the one to lead. But just like Cap said, women are strong in the area where we should be able to encourage our men, and run, not necessarily run the household, but run it so that it's like he's running it, becoming a virtuous woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we should pull more together. That way we become better as a society. Being women that love on one another and not being jealous and hating on one another. That's what I see, Raheem. So if we do have a movement, I think it should be something where we pull together. We're not pushing the men out.
we're making their lives so much better.
Okay.
Because people can encourage them, say, you know, this is what you do. You cook for your man. Make sure your house is clean. And so we give those things where those things was missed when that young lady was coming up and growing and didn't have her mother or her grandmother. That's what I want to say right here.
Okay. Rico, what do you see, man? Do you see it in that way, or what's on your heart, Rico?
I see it the exact way. You know, I agree with what Captain said. It wasn't even really meant for our sisters. And true enough, a man did start it. And a man and the CIA trained Gloria Steinem and dragged black women into it. Wrote a book and put a black woman's name on it. And so we suffered the worst from it. So I asked, you know, I don't know if you had it. I wanted you to play that T.D. Jakes clip again. Or better yet, I probably could have just found clips of women in action that would have shown you feminism gone wild. See, too much of anything can be a bad thing. You know, even too much integration. You see what happened to our community when we got too tied up and integrated, how much we integrated into too much stuff. And then on top of that, when you start talking about civil rights, you had radical black people that want to overthrow the government and do this and that, you know, this stuff that was way out of left field.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is we have to admit that, number one, sometimes the shoe don't fit, but at the same time, we have to acknowledge that these radical elements exist. Every woman that's a feminist is not a lesbian. Every woman that is a feminist is not a male basher. But you have those radicals, just like Tea Party members, just like extreme radical conservatives and radical Republicans and radical left-wingers and people that like to shoot up school because they're radical extremists. And you got radical feminists. And we cannot deny that they don't exist. They are exactly what TDJ spoke of. So Toya took the words out of my mouth, because what happened is to me, from my opinion and from what I was able to observe, when they even got women to come along with the women's rights, they dumped black women off when they was finished with. Then women suffered. They cut black women off again. Then they snatched black women up again for feminism. And black women took the torch and ran with it, and still running with it. Black girl magic. But what's ignored is the radical black girl magic that's really a witch.
Wow.
The mean, nasty one T.D. Jakes was talking about. The feminists gone wild. You see, if we don't acknowledge that exists, and we just say all feminism is good, then we ain't gonna never fix what's wrong with the family, what's wrong with these little Jezebels running around here acting like women, but thinking they're men, and then still listening to a woman say, well, what's wrong with the men? We ain't got no more men no more. They ain't the way they used to be. Well, they what y'all made them. You thought this is what people have said that a man's supposed to be. Now you done had your choice to make what a man's supposed to be, and you don't like what you're seeing. They Jezebel.
Exactly. Badger, you with us, Badger?
Can you hear me?
No, it's real faint, brother. It's real faint.
Let me call back on my phone.
Okay, cool beans. I'm going to play this clip. I did pull the clip up. And Cassandra, before I play that clip, what's on your heart?
Yeah, you know, there are many high-profile males that consider themselves feminists. They fight for feminism. Let me put it like that. You have people like Harry Belafonte, Barack Obama, Harry Styles, John Legend. These are names that people know. These men fight for feminists, and it's not about. And I just get it when people. It's not about anybody hating men. It's about equal rights for women. And we keep saying, as Black people, we want our equal rights. Well, women are included in that group, I hope. So it's not about anybody hating men. It's about having equal rights under the law, equal civil rights, equal human rights. That's what feminism is about. And it's not about hating men. Now you have, like Rico said, it's radicals. Any group has radicals. Every group has radicals. But don't put all of the women, all feminists, they hate men, they want to be men. You know, that's not true. And if we read about it, we'll know that that's not true. So, don't lump all feminist women together. It's about equal rights, has nothing to do with hating men. For, let's say, 89-90% more, I think, it has nothing to do with hating men, period.
Wow. Okay. And Cassandra, like I said, like I always say, I don't give anybody their opinion to have their own, but there's some people that would see the other side of that as well. But that's a person's opinion. Before I do that, before we go any further, let me play this clip by Mr. T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes, if you will, and y'all take a listen at this right here.
If Adam had not allowed Eve to pour into him, sin would have never come into the world. Sin came into the world because Adam broke the order. We were not designed to receive from women. Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money. I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm not saying you got to be famous. I'm saying that you have got to be the one who pours in, not the one who takes out. When Adam started eating out of his wife's hand, sin came in because the divine order was broken. This breaks all sociological orders of the culture we're living in now. Because we are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Or y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning. The conversation has become, let's prove to the men how dispensable they are. And it is born out of pain because we hurt you and betrayed you and lied to you and cheated to you. And you became like you became out of pain. Oh, Lord. I told you they wasn't going to like this, Jesus.
And that's let me get back on the screen here before we go back on here as well. There we go. Let me do this here. Go ahead, Rico. I see you over there, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, the truth is the truth. I mean, don't get me wrong. Abusive men, white men, caused that condition that warranted feminism coming to existence. It created a condition where women had to step up and start fighting for rights to be equal or just have basic rights to have a word or say in what's going on with them. Understandable. Very understandable. But what has happened is it has been manipulated by not only women, but men. These same men that supported, some of these men come in and they confirm what T.D. Jakes was just talking about. That won't. And so, I mean, we really hate to see that it has gone to that. Toya hit on it earlier, man. I swear it felt like she was reading my mind. Radical feminism and agendas by people with access and money and power to sort of support the movement or support their own agendas has blurred the lines between the roles of males and females. And it has had more effect in our community. Now don't get me wrong, we out of all the things that we know feminism started from, we have to look at what effect it has on our community today, what it has done. Even though it started out meaning the right things, we know what it has evolved into.
and T.D. Jakes spoke on it, and you have women that's mad.
Yeah.
Like I said, black. I
They
believe
say
in
he's
black girl. I believe in black girl magic.
and they say he's losing members.
I believe it. So that goes to show you that what I'm saying, some of that magic is witchcraft. It ain't right because the roles have been blurred. The lines have been blurred between what the roles are. And so you see what's going on. You see what's going on. And so it ain't a whole lot more I can say. I speak on it all the time, and I get called chauvinistic. You name it. It's always the men's fault. Yeah, we get that, but too much of anything could be a bad thing. And radical feminism has its part to play. It has to be corrected.
Good deal. Goddess, what's on your heart, sis? Goddess, you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, what's on your heart?
What's on my heart is that wow. Okay. Thought process here. While you playing that, I want to play this. Okay. Let me see if I can say this. It's like as a wife, I do not try to correct my husband. Okay. It's not up for me to basically speak up and correct him, especially in front of people. It's for us to sit back and talk or speak about something, and he would accept what I have to say, and hopefully he respects what I have to say about the situation or about whatever the situation is. If he has to self-correct from there. So, but you can't do that with every man, because every man ain't a man. So there's not, but I grew up in a household with a mother and a father. I grew up in a household with a father that supported his family and took care of that. So it's now when you are out here, it's not the same. It's a rarity that you run into either a strong man that knows how to take care. Now you run into these men like what you bringing to the table. I can't sit at home and cook for you and make sure you got lunch and dinner when you go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner when you go to work and your clothes washed. I can't do that because you want me to come to the table and do that. So I can't come to the table and then turn around and do it all too. Or shall I say I'm not going to do it? Now, I will come in and help out, but you have to come in and help out too in the household. But I ain't going to go to work and come home and do all that. That's just too much. I have friends that are attorneys that literally had to come home and raise it, went to school, did all that, great practice, but they had to make a decision and come in. Serena just made that decision. She said, hey, I got to come home. I'm done. I didn't did what I need to do. I need to come on in and raise my kids. So as a strong woman, you make your decision but if you got that male counterpart in your household and that strong man in your household, as a woman, you make that decision to say, hey, okay, well, my family needs me to be at home so I can support and make sure that I'm taking care of my family and they can be all they can be.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's what a strong woman, that's what real feminism is. But if, like, for example, I'm single now. I went and applied for another job, and this job that I applied for, they never had a woman apply for it. This position.
Okay.
And they like, I'm like, well, do you have any women that works in this position? It was like, no. So I will be the first.
Okay.
My mother was the first, so she
wrap it up
didn't
for me, sister.
relinquish any of her things. But that is just something that we have to realize and do. We can get out there and make money for our kids and our family, because I have to be, my husband's gone. I have to now support my family. So if I'm doing that same job as that man, I want to get paid the same amount.
Absolutely. Hold right there, sis. We gotta keep it going. We got a couple other callers on here. As a matter of fact, Badger just called in. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
Having to find the mute button, man.
Talk to me.
All right, cool. Y'all can hear me better. Just thinking about what's being said and what that I'm assuming that was a preacher that was in that bit.
Yeah, that was Bishop T.D. Jakes.
That was Bishop. All right. You know, that touch on what I've always been talking about or talking towards. You know, being in the communities I've been in, I've seen so many toxic men that downgrade, that don't think women should get paid the same, think that their only job is to stay at home and obey. Do I think that's everywhere? No. But I've seen it a lot. And it might just be in the white communities more than others. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can just speak on my experience and what I've seen.
Okay.
So it's wild to come from a community that has a lot of toxicity in it, to coming into an experience of learning new perspectives. So some of the perspectives y'all have are new to me. I'm not used to people having those perspectives. If that makes any sense.
It does. Okay.
So from my experience, it has always been these egocentric males that are, in my opinion, not real men. They're not focused on uplifting their women and leading by example. All they care about is as long as they get food, and the woman's obeying what they're being said. They should be allowed to be abusive to their women, because that's what the Bible says, and all this other nonsense and crap. The amount of males I've heard say that is sickening.
Badger, I don't know where and Mutual Line got a lot of background noise coming from your line there, brother. I don't know where in the Bible it says that men are to abuse and mistreat the women. I miss that part, brother. I missed that part. But let me go to go ahead.
Same. No, I'm agreeing with you. I've never found that in the Bible either. Yeah. So I don't know. All I know is what they say.
Okay.
They've got this twisted perception of what a man and woman's relationship is supposed to be, and they need someone to put their foot somewhere where the sun don't shine.
All right, hold on right there, brother. Let me go. We got public citizens. We got Paul with us. Paul, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey,
good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
For a little bit. There's something. Oh, if I heard noise. Like an echo or something. Is that Badger's line? I'm hearing like a loud noise.
No, I just muted it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I guess the question was, how big of a problem is feminism, or is it a problem? And and the problems that we see in different groups of people.
What?
Right?
It's more along the lines of are they pushing men out? Is it divisive? Are they pushing men out? Are they being inclusive with the men? Is it women have the right to do and stand up and be the rightful place, have the rightful place in society. I agree with that wholeheartedly, but are they is that movement dividing the family? Is that movement pushing the men out? What do you say to that?
I think some other people touched on it. Cassandra touched on it, and some others that it's like feminism is an ideology that could be interpreted a lot of different ways. Just like religion. There's all these different sects of Christianity, for example. Some of them are normal and good for people, and some of them are really radical and hurt people. You have all these cults. You have all these little Christian cults all over the place. And you have I'm not just dunking on the Christians, but all religions have these little things. So I think the same thing holds true with feminism. People are like, well, here's my version of feminism, and it's really, really toxic, and it's like anti-male. And the same thing I see that same thing happening with people who claim to be anti-racist. Some people who claim to be against racism just want to dunk on white people and say white people are bad, inherently bad. And I see a lot of similarity there. I think life's hard, and our modern world is very crazy. So like Rico was saying there earlier about the blurred roles and everything, I think that's really true. I think people get stressed out and kind of lose sight of who they are, and now we have all these people that are going crazy with gender, like I don't know what gender I'm a this, I'm a that, and like I think that there's a lot of confusion in the world about that. So when you have somebody like Jake's come in and say, I think his rhetoric is bad, because he said he was he was comparing feminism to Adam and Eve, and what is that how does that unite us? How is that going to bring families together when you're trying to demonize women? It's just not helpful. So
was he demonizing women? Is that what you got out of that he was demonizing women?
A little bit. I mean, he made that analogy to Adam and Eve, and like man is not meant to receive from women and all this stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, okay, that's your interpretation of the Bible, that's your interpretation of that particular scripture, but people have different interpretations. So that's the way I felt he was going.
I kind of thought he was actually using that not to demonize women, but using it as a point of reference. He was using it as a point of reference that he could, because he was coming from the spiritual aspect. I think he was, I think, and I could be totally wrong, he was using it as a point of reference to make a point, to make his point. But I think his larger point was, are we out of order? Are we as a society, as a family, are we out of order? And what part are we playing, men and women, in us being out of order? He was harping more on the women's side of it, but I think that's what he was trying to convey there. Like, again, I could be totally wrong. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
No, and that's why it's a lot of time it's better to hear the whole thing, because we pick bits and pieces of a conversation and we jump in like we know the whole story. We don't. If you look at our society today, you have Mr. We can use a man like Harper Hoover again.
Lord Jesus.
Didn't need no welfare state. Yeah. Remember when men were men and girls were girls? No, do we even remember that?
Yeah.
Is that a norm now? Is that even a norm now? I mean, I'm just asking. Can I just take a minute to be the question asker?
Be the question asker, brother.
So here's the question: Is men being men and women and girls or men? Is that a norm in the society we live in? Let's take a look.
I would say, if I had to answer that question honestly, brother, I'd say no. It's really not a norm no more. It is in my world. It is, but nah.
So go ahead.
Now, I was just saying, in my world, it is, but in this world that we live in, it's not a normal no more, man. You have to meet somebody, you have to question. But go ahead.
So is that a good thing, or do we find ourselves getting better or worse in the direction that we're going? I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too, Rico.
So maybe if we answer that question,
mm-hmm.
we may we may, I don't know, take a look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Man, we got our sister back with us today. K with an E. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sister.
Bless. I've just been listening, and when I tell you, you said in your world, it's in our world. It's not a norm, and it is for some, and some it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
But how do I look at it from coming up, I'm 60 now, and for years I never knew that. I mean, I was a kid, and my mom had a friend, and I never seen her with a man. And it took me to be, I think I was 45 when I found out that woman was a lesbian,
mm-hmm.
and I never knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to thinking about all them other friends my mom and them hung out with, my aunties, my grandmas when I went to Houston. And I was like, so back then it was called in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just new now because it's not in the closet no more. Nothing is in the closet no more. Everything that was hid from us when we was growing up and it didn't exist to us, it did exist. Everything exists. I thought Big Buzz was a myth. It's not. They real. The only thing I can say ain't real is they say you crazy than a Bessie bee. But everything else has been existing. It's just been hid from us.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Bible. Read the word. Everything we're talking about is in the word.
Wow.
Rico said Jezebels. Jezebels are in the word. So why can they be in the word and not in the world?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Cassandra, talk to me, sis. Come on.
I'm sad to know that so many people in our group really believe that women are just out of control, wanting to run the house. And in my world, that's not what I see. I see women struggling, trying to make it and be equal and make the money that they need to take care of their families, because the male population of husbands in the Black community is so small. It's dwindling every year. And women are doing what they have to do, and people are demonizing them, and I don't get that. That offends me as a woman, because I'm listening to what people are saying. I don't want to be a man. Most women don't want to be men. We don't even want to be the heads of our households. But we've been placed in that position, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad because, believe me, the women that I know, they do not want to be doing everything in their house. They do not.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no man there to do it, so they're having to step up and do it. And then they're being said, you trying to be a man. I don't want to be a man. But if you were a man and doing what you were supposed to do, I wouldn't have to do it. And I'm sorry, that's just truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Amen. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Where in the world?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, how in the world can you even make an attempt to see? There's some, and I'm not saying that goes on the time. I know better than to approach some women. Because the first, and I'm not saying, yes, I am. it's like a challenge for me to be a man when I don't have that challenge. I don't even have to go there. I don't even have to have that discussion. I'm gonna just be me, a human being that I'm just the way I am. But there are some women I wouldn't approach you for nothing in the world.
Wow. Captain, what's on your heart?
I'm sorry, and I just had to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's fine. Captain, what's on your heart?
Man, I love it. How come you get to the best part of the meat and we got to get off the daggone station? And we spend 2 hours to get to the best part, and you talk about it, then I'm getting to hear you call, well, and I'm mad as all out. But anyway, Tucson, boy, you my man. You know they say in New York, Tucson, you my mans in them.
Yeah.
Man, listen. All you women, let me say this. Y'all are on point. If I had to sum it up, they say the same thing right here. Our women want to be women.
Yeah.
They're not men bashers. But even in nature, it fills the void. You got to remember, man, it was our women that got us through slavery, man.
Yeah.
She suffered some of the worst indignities in order that she did not see her sons and her husband get lynched and cast. So the things she had to go through to get us, how dare us question the strength of our women? How dare us to do that? Oh man, I get touched because the minister said these words last Saturday. He said, God put the only heaven of man in the woman. He said, listen to me, the only heaven for man is in the woman. But doggone it, if that's true, then that means the only hell for man is in her also. So it's up to you. It's up to you which one you want.
Yes, sir.
But the bottom line, I heard my man Paul say, Paul, he did not downplay women. I think TDJ gave us the best 21st version of that story of Adam and Eve. They have done more to destroy women, to have done more to blame women for the fall of man. I think TDJ did a fantastic job because the preachers that used that scripture to blame our downfall on the woman, how dare them do that? T.D. Jakes was saying when we get out of our order. And I heard my sister say, I believed in obeying my man. I believe in, I don't know what she said, but then she came back and said, but I'm divorced. But if you was doing all you were supposed to do, now you get divorced. And I bet you $1 to a donut is because this fool did not know how to act when he have a woman to try to be herself and listen. Thank you, sisters. Thank you for being patient with us. And thank you for lifting us up. And the woman has the same role as you raise your son, you raising us. So I heard the minister say, I want to thank my wife for being patient until I became the man that I am today. See? Help us, sis. And we would help you. That's all I have to say. Thank y'all so much.
Good deal. I pulled up a clip, and it's the minister talking about a nation could rise no higher than its woman. Y'all want to hear this clip? Captain, can I play this clip?
Please,
sir.
Please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on for a second. Let me pull this up real quick. And while we're doing that, Rico, talk to us what I pull this clip up, brother.
Yeah, man. You know, I once again, this goes back to if the shoe don't fit. I don't think nobody on here said that all women were like that. But we can't deny that there are women that's like that. And right about now, it's very common. I'm in a group with a lot of men, fathers, that want their best to be in their children's lives and scorn women that have been programmed and trained and feeling entitled and abusing the system that feminism created, like with child support, to make sure that they get everything that they needed, They're abusing that. They're a little radical. They ain't the common. I don't think too many women on this panel are like my children's mom, my baby mama.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I criticize my baby mama, the one momster, I call her MOMSTR. She's a momster. If I demonize her or bash her or talk about what she does, the type of Jezebel she is, that's not bashing every woman. That's not demonizing every woman.
Yeah.
Or looking at every woman as being like that. But what I'm saying is radical feminism created that monster. It did that. Now, once again, feminism was needed. If it wasn't for greedy white males in the past that created the conditions for feminism to even have to come to existence, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But once again, like I said, too much of anything could be a bad thing. So we are in a situation where we're seeing the results of feminism gone wild.
Yeah.
Feminism unchecked. Feminism out of order. And so, you know, I mean, I hope don't nobody think that there's anybody on here that think that all women are bashing men or want men out the way. No, we don't think that. But those women do exist. Like I said, and I would hate to know that the conditions continue to exist, or when you even acknowledge that these women exist, like my baby mama, can't nothing get done about it because all the good women gonna come back and say, "Well, y'all think that about us?" No, I think that about her.
Yeah,
because that's what she is. She was addressing that woman.
Yeah,
that feminism created.
Exactly. Let me play this clip real quickly. We're gonna get me off the screen here. Boom. Do this. Now I'll put that on full screen. Bingo. Here we go. Y'all take a listen to this. Volume.
God created you as a consolation for somebody who is a worker and a producer. Now wait now. You don't have the spirit to console somebody that's doing nothing. Am I right? I don't care how handsome brother may be. After a while, good looks look ugly if the man is not producing. Is that right? And unless a good man is made for you, you will feel like you feel now, unloved, unwanted. You have these beautiful children, but no father there to look after your children. You feel unloved, but then are called upon to give love to your children. But how can you give what you don't receive? You have done an excellent job with your children with hardly anything to go on. You honestly, sisters, I could never have become a man if that same man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, didn't teach my wife how to help me be a man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught her how to help me to become a man. I ain't gonna let her say this, but she would tell you if I wasn't here that I wasn't always the man that I am today.
Rico, what did you get out of that, brother?
Man, he sound like the way I feel about my grandma. I mean, I might not be the best man, but the little bit of good man that I am, if it wasn't for my grandma. So I would never have any type of disdain or hate for especially my black sister, but about a woman, period. I love my mother, even though we don't have a relationship, even though I haven't been in her household since I was 11 years old, even though she sacrificed the finer things in life with a man that was abusive over me. I still love that woman.
Yeah.
Still love her. I love my women. If it weren't for y'all, there would be no us. We y'all deliver life. Y'all bring this life into this world. But there's some nasty ones out there. And they out of order. And it got to be some changing. Maybe it shouldn't be correcting, but maybe some advising and counseling. Because correcting sound a little mad. And when you're an entitled woman that got a little attitude, you don't like to be corrected. But maybe you could take a little advisement and counseling.
Exactly. Let me go.
Raheem.
Yes.
Just one thing, because I'm with Cassandra on that one. Because I keep hearing women, but I just dealt with two different women. One woman came to my house, she's 23. Her baby daddy done hit her in her head with a gun, told everybody that she goes to work and he chose to stay at home and watch the kids and not go to work. But you over there beating her and hitting her upside her head. Then it's another woman came to me and her man go to work, but he don't want to pay no bills. So she had to go to work and get a job, like Cassandra said. She didn't have a choice. Like I told my son with his wife, if you take her out of those steel-toe boots and that hat she got on to keep her from getting hurt while she got on them overalls at work and put her back in some lingerie, your life will go different. So we can't just put it on the women because the men ain't doing what they need to do. So the women don't got a choice, like Cassandra said. Some women have to step up to the plate. Let me tell y'all, I'm one of those women, single, but I got a friend, and I call him. My son said, he only come the first of the month. I said, dummy, that's when my bills were due. That's why he come the first of the month, to pay your mother's bills. You right, because that's what a man's supposed to do. And since he think he the man in my life, he the man gonna do that. And Kate takes her money and do what she want to do with it.
Wow.
And I mean that one. And I'm going to stand on that.
Good deal.
That's how my daddy raised me.
Exactly. We got a few minutes before we get out of here. It's at 10:06 already, but we're going to stay just for a few more minutes. And I specifically want to stay to speak to my ladies. And what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to dig into this thing about this whole situation. We're going to dedicate the whole show tomorrow to this conversation. So the earliest y'all can get on here, the better. We're going to talk about this tomorrow and talk about where we are, what's really going on, and how I want to hear how y'all feel as women. And we're going to tell y'all how we feel as men. And hopefully we can have a constructive conversation and get to some results That's my intention. Man, I was just ready to go to Toya with a T. She done hung up on me. Toya with a T, if you get a chance, call back in. Toya, if you get a chance, call back in. Let me go to Willow. Willow, what's on your heart?
Hey, Raheem. Y'all may not agree with me, but I'm what I got out of what TD Jakes said was what Paul had said. Because when he said that men shouldn't receive, I heard the receive part. Maybe you should send me that clip. I went to my word and I went to Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. I'm not going to be long at all. We were created to be your helpmate.
Yes.
That's what we were created to be. Help is open. Whatever that help is, that's what we were created to be. Your helpmate. Now, however your home works or what works for you in your home, I'm married. I've been married for 23 years. It's my second marriage. I got married when I was young. I had my baby at 15, but my second marriage, we're still going strong. And I thank God for that. But it's because of the life experiences and experiences that I had in life to help my husband because he was not raised by a father. So, Raheem, tomorrow we could continue the conversation, but I just wanted to put it out there. I received the same thing Paul had received.
Okay. Okay.
That's what is on my heart.
Good deal. Cassandra?
Yeah, and I feel I'm with Willa and Paul, and I'm grateful that he said that. And then Cap, I really appreciate Cap because he really, I think he sees or he knows what women, the sisters are really trying. We want strong men. God knows, I wish, I don't know. For every woman that wants to be married, I wish that we would have men that think the way a lot of these men on here think. But unfortunately, it's not happening. Unfortunately, we're heads of households when we didn't want. I never wanted to be the head of my household. I respect and always, even when I was married, I respected my husband and he was the head. But what he did with that, it tore the family up. What he did with the power that I didn't give it to him, God gave it to him, but he threw that back in God's face and did what he wanted to do and mistreated us. And what are we supposed to do as women? God is my witness. I may talk bold, and I'm a very bold woman, and I speak my mind, but right now, if my ex-husband was alive, he would tell you that when I walked in that house, he was the head of his house. Nobody could dispute that. And that did not demean who I was as a leader. When I say a leader in church, a leader in my community, it did not diminish who he was as a man.
That's good. That's good. Goddess?
Yes.
What's on your heart, sis? Give us your quick version. We're going to get on out of here. I'll touch on all the ladies before we leave.
I think everybody said everything that needs to be said.
Okay. Well,
everybody said what needs to be said. You know.
We definitely gonna touch on. Okay. Well, we're gonna go in depth tomorrow. It might get a little heated tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna go in depth with this conversation tomorrow. And I'm gonna dedicate the whole broadcast to this conversation. And if we get finished before the time before 10 o'clock, we'll go to something else. But we're gonna give it as much time as we need to find some kind of solution. Okay, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right quick. I want to say this to all my single, beautiful women on this line. Captain D's opened up a dating site. I got soldiers that need good women. And I know women need good soldiers. And God knows you ain't got to be single, but you don't want to get no fool either. So that's what Captain D do. I train brothers to be respectful enough that if there is brothers out there, I said, man, brothers, I know that's a song for you now. Yeah, so anyway, sisters, I got a couple of them in the oven. Just be patient with me. They ain't done yet. But when they done, I'm gonna send them your profile and let you take a look at them. But we'll see. I just want to say that, brother.
Now, look at here. Now, me, you got to join force because we got a dating show on our platform. We got a dating show, so we can put them on that dating show. We can see what how this whole situation go out. We could partner in on this right here. Me, you need to talk.
Hey, right here. Some of them may need some tea.
It's
but
okay.
I mean, I'm sure you got good dental plans. Get past, he ain't got no teeth. Right?
Okay,
hey, we're gonna have to work on a copyright name for you, man. I got a name for you, but we might have to work on the copyright for the show.
Exactly. We'll work on
Captain D's Big Catch.
Exactly. No teeth allowed. Let's go to Kay. What's on your heart?
First of all, is this way back Wednesday? Because it sounds like it. I thought it was Thursday.
Exactly.
But y'all know what? As my daddy got ill, my mother started making more decisions because she was a helpmate.
Exactly. That's good. And on that note, Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's broadcast and would like to see or hear the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Good deal. Is she here? I want to know, is she here?
I'm here, Rodney. Let's go.
I was starting to worry. I thought you wasn't here. Is she here?
I'm here. I'm here, Rodney.
Good deal.
Come on, Rodney. Let's go.
Well, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Well, I'm ready.
Well, Willa, you know what? You know what? Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Father God in heaven, Lord, we come into your throne this morning with boldness and expectation. Father, I'm asking you to prepare each and every last one for tomorrow, Lord. Father, give them wisdom and show them what the message should be tomorrow, Lord. Father, I'm asking you to do this in the name of Jesus, Lord. Father, I know you plan and orchestrate everything. I believe that. I stand on your word and I trust no man. I'm asking you, oh Lord, to open up the heart of your children, Lord. Give them wisdom, guidance, and understanding, Lord. Father, allow the Holy Spirit to dwell in their lives, Lord. Allow the protection to be encamped around their families, keeping them strong, Lord. I'm asking you to touch their household, touch their wives and their husbands, Lord. Touch their relationships and their children, Lord. Father, I believe that you could do it. You said it in Philippians 4:13, that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And Father, I'm asking you to give each and every last one of us the strength that we need to continually go on. Father, I'm asking you that we'll be successful tomorrow, that we'll be on one accord tomorrow, that there'll be no confusion tomorrow. Father, I believe that it's already done. I thank you, Lord. I give you the honor, the glory, and the praise in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Look forward to tomorrow, y'all. I definitely look forward to tomorrow. So if y'all are available, y'all come on as early as you can. We're gonna start this thing off with this topic tomorrow. And let's just see what we could do. Hopefully we'll get some resolve, if you will. Now, I'm looking at the clock. It's 10:16. Y'all owe me for 16 whole minutes. Y'all owe me for 16 minutes, but we'll talk about that just a little bit later. But like I said, it is now 10:16. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now 10:16. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day, and please, please, please be blessed. See you tomorrow. If God said the same. Love you.